Ladies and gentlemen, we're live, and I've got the one and only, the Ram here joined. I'm joined by the Ram, RAMSEY.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. And we've been sitting backstage with the Ram and the Duck. The Duck has disappeared. He had some things to do, so he might come back. He might come back to join us. But I was just sitting backstage with the two of them, just checking in, and yeah. I'm going to do an impromptu stream, the best kind. Impromptu. RAMSEY.
We're in VIP. We're in VIP backstage.
Yeah, VIP. It's so good to see you. How you been?
You too, man. Good. Very good. Everything's been going great.
Yeah, I see you're uploading consistently. How's that working out for you?
Working out well. It's working out well enough that so I have a confession to make, though. And the confession is that Rich Mitch and I learned that YouTube still puts ads on your videos whenever, even if you're not monetized. Did you know this?
I don't really pay attention, but I've had the conversation with Rich.
So apparently, unless you're a religious organization, they put ads on your channel, no matter what. So Rich Mitch and I both applied for monetization because I figure we might as well get $1 in our pockets per day and then $1 in Google's pockets. And he got denied and I got approved.
Really?
But it'll probably come back.
I wonder if it has anything to do with Rich's live streaming, because that's really the biggest difference between your two channels. Is
I would assume he sent me the letter they sent him, and it's like we reserve the right to deny you for any reason. But I assume he'll reapply in a month or two and get it or something. But
yeah, I hope he gets it.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it's like I did an estimate of the number, and because of my line of work, I also have to get it approved through my work. So I have to get it approved, from our work to make $1 a day or whatever it is on the stupid monetization, just so Google doesn't take the money. So, but whatever, I figure I'll make all the ads skippable. But yeah, so posting every day has, I guess, has its benefits. I don't know. I crossed whatever imaginary threshold they have to be able to be, I'm not going to run it as a business or whatever, but
the crazy part is they're running ads on his channel and they're profiting from it, but they won't give him any of the proceeds. So, whatever excuse they give him just doesn't make any sense.
Isn't that insane?
It is. Serapio Silva, why don't you, you're more than welcome to come on stream. I'd love to have a chat with you. Probably one of the most interesting characters in all of this fragrance space. Hello, beautiful people. Hello. What's up, Bri? Good to see you. I see Margie Louise is here. I see Bobby Ono. See Pradeep. Birds. I keep hearing birds chirping wherever I go. I was listening to Rich's Sacred Scarab first impressions on the way home from work the other day. I was listening. I wasn't watching. And as I was driving, I just kept hearing these birds. And I was like, what are those birds doing on top of my car? And like, as I'm driving, I should be driving like away from the sound of this chirping. But it was just like, it was persistent. And it wasn't until Rich had mentioned the birds that I'd figured out they were coming through the cell phone, through the YouTube video. I was like, oh, Jesus, duh.
Yes, that's right. Did you hear that Nathalie Larson wrote me an email?
I did. I heard, and I got to say congratulations. That's actually really, it's awesome and it's impressive, and it sounds exciting to hear back some feedback from like an iconic perfumer. Tell us a little bit about that. How'd that make you feel?
She found it on her own. I mean, I don't know. She found it on her own, and it was interesting because, Russian Adam and I have been, ever since our little interview, we've been talking a lot. And he was mentioning that he wants to make a fragrance with a real classically French trained perfumer. And I was like, well, I mean, I'll put out some feelers, but I don't know. And I opened up my email and there's an email from freaking Nathalie Larson, a classically trained French perfumer. So I wrote her back and I said, hey, thanks for reaching out. By the way, I don't know if you caught my Russian Adam interview, but he is looking for somebody. Would you be interested in talking with him? Would you know anybody? Would, you know, if not, either way, thanks for reaching out to me. It was a pleasure. That's basically how I framed it. She hasn't wrote me back yet, but she seems like one of those people that maybe does email like once every day or two.
Yeah.
So who knows? Maybe I'll get a response, maybe not. But either way, I thought it was cool she found my channel on her own.
Yeah. Would you say that's kind of like one of the biggest people or one of the most exciting things you've gotten feedback from in your time on reviewing fragrances?
Oh yeah, her. And then the Russian Adam interview was by far the coolest because he was so laid back, and he's been like sending me, you know, screenshots of his scent of the day now every day and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool, you know. And he was like, don't worry, Ramsey, this is not the end. Because I was telling him, like, man, I've got your little samples here. Because I told him no full bottles. He was like, I want to send you some stuff. And I was like, fine, send me samples. So he sent me these. And now I'm wishing I would have asked for full bottles, because some of these are awful. Like, you know, you got to do 10 sprays to get one spray out kind of thing. And he's like, don't worry, Ramsey, this is just the beginning. There's more to come. So between him and Nathalie Larson, I kind of feel like a star over here. I feel like I'm moving in the right direction.
Slowly but surely, you're getting noticed, right?
That's it. Maybe for some of the wrong reasons, but
you've been very consistent, uploading quite regularly, and you know, your videos, they're not surface level. You like to go deep by the seams of it, and yeah, people are noticing you, which is good. I'm noticing Anuj in the comments. Anuj, I've noticed Anuj loves the word quatrefoil, and he keeps bringing it up, and it brings me so much pleasure that he does, because I love it just as much. Thank you, Anuj. Anuj has messaged me, and he says he has some samples of some things he wants me to try, and he's left them over at the boutique. So I am looking forward to those. Thank you so much, Anuj. I really appreciate that, and I look forward to meeting his staff. Is amazing. They're very friendly and chatty, and I love talking perfume with them, and not even perfume, but we go into like psychology and life, and I shouldn't be telling Anuj, because be like, they should be working, not talking about this stuff. But no, they're great. They're really good. It's awesome.
Yeah, Anuj has a haul for me.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
How big?
Big. 10 bottles, 10 plus bottles.
Yeah, it's a good size haul.
That's it.
Is there anything that we can know about? Is there any? Do you want to kind of let any cats out of the bag?
I mean, it's just the usual Anuj stuff. Hard to find. He found me a vintage bottle of the original Balenciaga Ho Hang, which I've been trying to find forever. Have you smelled that before?
I need to put a claim with Anuj. Like if any Balenciaga Put Home come up, I need to like claim one. Anuj, I need you to promise me. I just need like one bottle. I don't need 10. I just need one.
Do you not have Balenciaga Pour Homme?
I've smelled it once very briefly.
Blasphemy. Well, this is Ho Hang he's got, and it's another one of the classic masculines. And then I am getting Miss Dior Esprit de Parfum, which is what they used to call the old X-rays. And a bunch of other little pieces, a backup of Leonard Pour Homme, which is one of my favorite leathers, but in a big, he found me 100 ml. It's a little 25 ml. Stuff like that.
Nice. Nick N is asking, any chance of an interview with Ensar?
That would be cool. I would dig that. I think I'm gonna. I did whenever I did a first impression of Civet de Nuit, which Russian Adam did with Sultan Pasha. Someone reached out to Rich and said, hey, Sultan's looking for Ramsey's email because he wanted to set something up, that he really liked his review, but I never heard from him after that. But I would be down for it. I think I'm going to use the, because I had to sign up for StreamYard, so I bought a whole year.
Okay.
So since I paid for it and I did the Russian Adam interview and it went so well, I think I'm going to try to have some more people on. Someone in the comments requested Rudy the other day. They were like, I want to see Rudy on your channel. So I just said, yeah, bring it on. Maybe one day.
Rudy's always a good view. I caught him really quickly on Joey's stream last night. Shout outs to Cannoli. What's happening? Put it right there, buddy. Ramsey's videos go very deep. Yeah, they do. Eugene and the Professor. Does that make me Gilligan? What's up, Rachel? Fantastico. I've got Ho Hang. How low does it hang, Rich? Marjorie says, Woman's Reeve Gauche. I was in the mood earlier today. I like to wear it when I'm angry. Oof. I wonder what Margie's like angry. I've never seen her angry, but I'd like to meet angry Marge. Marge, are you angry now? Oof. JJ Colburn, good afternoon. I think it's necessary for me and Ramsey to bury the hatchet. What do you mean by that, JJ? This is fascinating. I'm so interested in this. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. We'll be right back to that. Sorry, Ramsey, do you have any idea what he could possibly mean by this?
Well, just like you were saying yesterday, I mean, I don't know, maybe the bottle's in the back, or I mean, you know, who knows, but I'm down for burying the hatchet, JJ. Come on, tell us what you're talking about.
Give me a moment. I'll drop the link. I'm just going to get through some of these. Anush, I swear on the honor of quatrefoil. Me too. I swear on the quatrefoil as well. I love it. Eugene, are you shipping all bottles? Okay, so I talked to Remy today. All bottles are filled and packed on pallets. I am just waiting for shipper. And I'm kind of like scrambling because there's dangerous goods involved. And I've talked to K&N. I've kind of got Remy looking into shipping them, and then I need like a customs broker and all kinds of crap that I've never dealt with or I'm unfamiliar with, and I have no idea how it works. But Remy's offered to keep 50 bottles or so there and maybe be able to distribute for me. But I'm doing my best to, give everybody an opportunity to smell these. Trust me, I'm doing my best. I'm going to do my best, at least for like my loyal viewers.
Congrats on that, by the way. That's big. Ready to ship.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel like good things are coming. I feel a shift in energy. I feel a shift.
Are there some unforeseen roadblocks you've run into?
You know, everything is. You can maneuver everything. You know what I feel like what my life feels like right now is just like a river flowing downstream, and anything in the path, we just go right around, There's no blockages, there's no dam, there's nothing. Everything is just like moving effortlessly, and I love it.
It's good to hear.
An amazing feeling. And I feel like, the universe is just in my corner.
Well, it took a lot to get here.
Dude, it's 2 years of solid work. Like it's seriously, we're going on 2 years now where I started making phone calls and got the ball rolling. So yeah, it was a long process. It was fulfilling. It kept me very busy and occupied.
It's going to be amazing to see it pay off, to actually have the launch and see people with bottles and talking about it, and that's going to be an amazing feeling.
Yeah, even in like the introduction video, I got such good feedback. It was really good to feel and see people accepting Les Ups today. It made me very happy. It made me very. I had, it was my moment to celebrate, and that's impermanent, just like everything else. We continue with life, and now I celebrated that for a very brief moment, and we just go back to reality and continue going on. Joey, much love. I'm going to drop the link for JJ. We'll see if he is willing to come on, and maybe we can clear the air and bury. You know what? I think this is a great space, and we could often disagree with other people, and I see things I often disagree with, but I've learned, like, one of the biggest lessons I've been able to learn in my journey is two people can have very opposing views and they can both be right, and there's nothing wrong with that. And accepting somebody else's views and opinions is not the end of the world, right?
Well, you can just respect them, even if you don't accept them, you
Yeah,
know?
absolutely. You can respect them, and everybody's always got their best interests in mind. So if somebody's got an opinion, I'm going to say, if you know, it's different than mine, but I accept it because it's what satisfies them. It's what makes them whole and complete.
Plus, this is such a subjective hobby. I mean, you know, what this nose smells may not be what your nose smells. You know, it may not be what Rich's nose smells. And so you've got to take that all with a grain of salt, too, you know?
Mm.
Imagine all the stuff you smelled 5, 10 years ago that you hated that you love now.
Absolutely, and it's great to go back and revisit things. I'm not sure what Jonathan means by so quiet. Did I drop the link? Sorry, I'm getting carried away here. There's just so much great things to talk about. Listen, I'm going to drop the link. I want JJ to come on, and afterwards, if anyone else wants to visit, I want to get this discussion out of the way. And if somebody else wants to jump on, that would be great too. Are you familiar with Papillon?
Yes, I have. I love a couple of her fragrances. Like my favorite's probably my favorite's under lock and key, but I've got a Nubis right here, which is fantastic.
Okay, let me blow you up there. Okay.
Can't see. But there's also Salome is my favorite, but Anubis is really good too.
Awesome.
Have you smelled Salome?
I haven't smelled any of them.
Oh, Salome is like imagine a crazy take on Diaghilev.
I got to cut you off because I got a fucking Saudi prince by the looks of it here in the back room, and I got to invite them all. Invite them in. Everybody, please welcome the one and only, the inimitable Joey fucking Cannoli. Dude, I thought you were wearing a turban or something.
That would be offensive to the Middle Eastern audience. However, I have a friend named Jad, and I think he would give me the okay to wear one. You think is that okay?
I imagine it would be if it was out of respect.
It's always out of respect.
I know everything you do is out of respect. How you been, man?
I'm good. I just want to say congratulations. I'm really happy for you. You are one of the few, the proud, the Marines of the fragrance com. And if anyone deserves any type of respect and appreciation and genuine, it would be you, Eugene. I didn't come on here to kiss you.
Yeah, even if you did, I would be okay with you kissing me.
I know. I feel dirty today.
But I really appreciate your words. They mean a lot to me. I'm always a big fan of yours. What do you feel dirty about? You want to tell us about that?
I woke up today and I felt like I needed to shower. And you know that feeling after you shower, you feel so refreshed and you feel like lighter. I felt heavier.
It's like a spicy butthole or something. Did you?
I want to say hello to I'm not familiar with this gentleman here.
That's RAMSEY.
Hi, RAMSEY.
What's up, brother?
Hi, RAMSEY. Sometimes I'm a 3-ply guy and I'm in a rush. And I mean, how many plies do you actually have to use to know you're clean? I have a habit, Eugene, where I'm about a 3-ply, 3-wipe and done kind of guy. And then about 2 hours later, I get that tingle, that sensation.
It's like the sweatiness or the wetness.
Damp. It's a dampness, and it's something that it's like trying to scratch that itch, but it's not something you can just do in public, and it's not even something hygienically acceptable. But I find myself constantly, it's a bit alluring. The longer you wait, the better it feels when you finally get to scratch it.
I think everybody in the comments knows what you're talking about. Not everybody will admit to it because it is dirty and there's some shame involved, but I get you. I get you. That's kind of what I would refer to as spicy butt.
Spicy butt. Can I say may I swear?
Sure, go for it.
Swamp ass?
Swamp ass, yeah.
They call it swamp ass. And I think we all have had it at least one point in our life. And today I have a heavy case of it.
Is there a particular reason? Are you feeling anxious or nervous? Are you expecting something? is something going on in your life that's out of its
I
element?
I started using bamboo toilet paper.
Mm.
I'm trying to be more conscious of the earth.
Environment?
And the environment doesn't seem to care about me. And
I don't think that's true, Joey. You are the environment. You are part of the environment. Nothing would be the same without you. You're very much appreciated. Why are you shaking your head? Are
you
you
think I
listening?
bring an energy to the earth? Do you think that I'm not just
I
taking
think
up?
so. I don't think the place would be the same without you.
I don't want to take up space. I don't want to make. First of all, I already feel like I'm distracting everyone here, and I feel a bit out of place and out of sorts. And I don't know. I don't want to make this about myself, but I like having conversations with you, Eugene, and I'd like to meet Ramsey. And I don't want Ramsey to think I'm weird. I'm in a bit of a weird headspace today, Ramsey.
That's it. I got the Cottonelle wipes over here. You need the Cottonelle flushable wipes. You'll be set.
Well, I feel like you're in a mood or something's going on. Are you okay if I invite JJ COULBOURNE to the discussion?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, everybody, please welcome JJ COULBOURNE. What is happening, JJ?
Hi. Hey, can you hear me?
We can hear you perfectly, loud and clear. It's good to see you.
Yeah.
Welcome, JJ.
Hi.
So,
Hi.
Joey, JJ, you know, before you came on, JJ left a comment in the chat and he said he wanted to bury the hatchet with RAMSEY. And I kind of wanted to figure out what this was all about. And I'm going to give a moment to JJ to express himself and we can figure out what is happening as we go along. JJ, the stage is yours.
Of course. So I originally started to leave comments on Ramsey's page, just being informative and friendly and helpful. And I think at one point I left a comment and I don't think I articulated it very well. And it was misunderstood. And I read it in retrospect. And I just don't think that I delivered the message in probably the most sensitive way. So I wanted to apologize for that. And also, I want to take accountability for the fact, without mentioning any names, because I don't really feel like that's necessary. But do you recall on the Flintstones later seasons, this little green guy with a big head, and he was named Mr. Gazoo, or the Great Gazoo? So I had my own little Great Gazoo who was getting into my head. And I think that I started to get very cynical. And I was really influenced and impressionable in a time of vulnerability, so that I ended up coming off as a little too snarky and coming from a critical or judgmental place. And I think that Ramsey might have been a target of that. Actually, he was. And I wanted to apologize for that as well. So I don't know if anybody else was even aware of this, but now they are. But I'm here to say that I apologize, because I think that I when I sometimes shoot from the hip, I don't really think about it ahead of time. So
apology. Well, I mean, it takes a big guy to step up and say they're sorry in public like that. I mean, even with Eugene playing Dr. Phil, so apology accepted. Let's bury the hatchet, brother. I mean, we're all here for fragrance, so
yeah. And there was somebody who said to me, it was actually Callum who said, I think that the two of you have a little bit more in common than you realize. And at first I was like, nah, we're very different in the way that we approach this. And I let that really kind of marinate for a while, and I revisited it and I realized, maybe he does have a point. So yeah, maybe to give an opportunity to find out if that's true would be nice. And since we're so mutually connected with so many people in the community who appreciate both of us and we appreciate all of them, I think that that's a good idea. Once again, I'm not saying that I'm blaming it on the Great Gazoo, but the Great Gazoo has had a huge influence on maybe my cynical behavior. And I think I need to kind of clean myself of that a little bit.
I think it's really big of you to come on here and apologize and be very honest. and I appreciate that.
Yeah, because I just don't like feeling that way. You know, like
let me ask you, JJ, when you were leaving those comments on RAMSEY's channel, what did you want to hear from him? What were you expecting?
Well, at first I was like, it was generally coming from, you know, a good place. But I think at some point I started to perceive certain things in a different way from what the intention was. So in response to that, I wanted to say, you know, I don't want you to give, you know, the impression that people really have to go by with what you say as far as your opinions on fragrances. And it was just kind of like, like, once again, it wasn't really the most well thought out comment. I think that I could have articulated it differently so it didn't sound like more of a personal kind of attack on the way that RAMSEY does his YouTube. So yeah, I mean, it's like exactly what you said earlier, Eugene. Like, we all have our own truths and we all have our own way of experiencing this. And just because each of us might have a different relationship with it and how we want to convey it, it doesn't mean that one person's doing it the right way and the other person's doing it the wrong way. And once again, like, I think that I've been influenced by certain people. And this is what makes me feel like I've been hypocritical too, is that I am so adamant against gatekeepers. And I actually don't think that RAMSEY's a gatekeeper at all. Like, compared to some people in this community, like, who are horrible to others, like, about, you know, your nose must be broken and, you know, like, whatever you say is not true because I have the, you know, like that whole dialogue. And RAMSEY has never done that. But I feel like I've been hypocritical about, you know, being anti-gatekeeping and then having my own idea of how to express appreciation for fragrance. So, and thinking that that's the best way to do it. So,
what made you see the light? What came to realization for you to figure this all out?
I don't know, like the other, like last night, or wasn't it last night when people were like, it seemed kind of irritated in that video. And then I read and I watched it and I was like, you know, I wanted to come off as funny, but you could tell beyond the surface that there's something else. And you even pointed it out yourself. Like, I almost kind of like, should I even leave that shit up there at this point? Like, it just did, like, I didn't do what I had hoped to do with that sort of pre-launch video. And it felt like after I launched my actual premiere video, it was like, this is such a contrast from what I just did. Like, now I'm giving a conflicting message, you know? So I took that feedback, and you have to take constructive feedback. Like, I wasn't going to sit there and be like, no, I wasn't irritated. I'm just fine. I'm just joking. I had to sleep on it. And yeah, I agree.
Is it something that's bothered you for some time?
Has the video bothered me, or has
just kind of the way you've kind of been treating RAMSEY over the past couple weeks? Because I'll be honest, like, when I was questioning you yesterday, it's not me that was triggered. I've kind of noticed myself what was going on. So when I said I was triggered, I was hypothetically RAMSEY last night in the moment. I was speaking for him without saying his name. I never had this conversation with RAMSEY about you. I don't think I've seen RAMSEY direct anything towards you in any kind of light or manner, or he hasn't even responded to any of the incidents, which I really appreciate. I think
that that's actually really admirable.
It is very admirable. Like, not responding to that in itself is a very big response. And
and it's about taking the high road. And then when I realized, you know, this is not going anywhere, and there's no reason for me to have animosity or feel like, you know, RAMSEY's doing something in a way that I don't approve of. Like, it's just kind of stupid. So, and I see people in the comments and are like, they think I'm being fake and they think that I'm just like trying to get the spotlight. No, I'm exposing vulnerability here. Like, you guys can take it or leave it. Like, I feel shitty. Like, I don't like having conflict. Like,
all right, so looking back now, what was it that RAMSEY was doing that bothered you most?
Like I said, a great kazoo. You know, I should have a mind of my own, but people who, you know, have had their opinions and pointed out things to me. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you have a good point there. And I just was heavily influenced. Like, you know, and I ended up misinterpreting, you know, the way that he discusses fragrance as something that it isn't really, you know, like he isn't, there's nothing wrong with what he does. And I took what, you know, his earlier videos or his, you know, I took them the wrong way, you know?
All right. Well, RAMSEY, there you go. JJ has
No, it
come
means a
in.
lot. Seriously.
Very, very bravely, he's come in and he's made himself vulnerable, and
True.
in front of the whole fragrance place, he's apologized. And I feel like he's very sincere. And
Yeah, I mean, like,
we've got somebody here calling you fake, fake, fake. Don't believe him, which, you know, that is their opinion, and they're totally allowed to it. But
yeah,
I feel like you are generous, genuine, and sincere. So there you go.
well, I don't know. I mean, short of like, you know, crying, how am I supposed to prove that I felt shitty,
Right.
you know, creating this, you know, vendetta against somebody who really didn't do anything wrong or didn't do anything wrong toward me. Like,
Here it is. JJ,
you know?
wants to spotlight your users.
I'm just doing this like everybody's doing this, man. Like, we all want validation. We all do this for some sort of validation, and that's okay because we're human, you know?
Right. Well, I think it's great. I think this is a very small space, and I think you two have more in common than not. You two have more in common than, let's say, I have with RAMSEY, or you and Rich Mitch have more in common with each other. You three have more in common with each other than I do with either one of you. But I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you've spoken up.
Well, yeah, I really was. I broke down and I was like, "This is it. I need to talk." When RAMSEY showed the Leonard Pourhomme, which just happened to be the same same fragrance that I had in that snarky video, you know.
How is your great Bazoo friend going to react to this?
I don't care, because like I just can't have the negative energy anymore. I really don't care,
right?
Because the Great Gazoo isn't around when I really need him. So,
have you spoke to the Great Gazoo about this? Your intentions?
Yeah. And I'll speak more about it. I just think that like there's just there is enough negative energy out there than to try to antagonize, you know, and try to pit people against each other and try to say, you know, this way is up and their way is down. I just can't be a part of it. It just it sucks all the energy out of me. It really does. And I deal with my own personal stuff. Like I don't have room for that. You know, I have I have a partner who's living with cancer, you know, like I have a full-time job in management.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all bullshit. Like it gets to be bullshit, you know, and I wish I could be better PR for myself. You know, I can't hire somebody to be PR for me. So I screw up, you know, I'm flawed. So
yeah, we all are. RAMSEY, what do you think, my friend?
I mean, that was a heartfelt apology. I accept it. I agree. I think we should bury the hatchet and chat, and we've got a lot. I think we do have a lot in common. I mean, hell, I go to Face Notes and look at all the fragrances I love, and your comments and, you know, reviews are there. So yeah, I think we should bury the hatchet and start again, you know?
Yeah.
Shake hands and start again, man.
I agree. Because it's just not worth it. And I take responsibility for initiating it. You had no part in it. I think you just had to react the best way that somebody could in that situation. Like, what the hell's up with this guy? Like, I thought he was a nice guy. Like, why? You know?
RAMSEY, were you aware that this was happening?
Yeah, I'm sure he was.
Yeah, I mean, I just figured it was just part of the game, you know? It was just part of the game we were playing. I never took it personally, so.
How did you take it?
Just as part of the, I guess, I mean, hell, I've never had a YouTube channel before, so I just figured it was, you know, it was part of it. Most of the feedback I was getting was great, so, I mean, it was just, you know, I try not to let stuff like that get me down or stop me, or I just try to keep doing my thing, you know?
And all the positive feedback is well deserved, and you've really made it far, and you know, you do what you do great. So
thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Joey.
Hey guys.
You okay, Joey?
Yes, you know, it's a lots happened this week. You know, I had the pleasure of having JJ on my stream on Wednesday, and
is JJ a made man in the mafia?
I think so. I think so. He's definitely got connections. Like,
so
people know who he is. I think so. Yeah. Well, you know, I'm listening to this, and it's a beautiful thing to experience, because where I come from, no one apologizes. And it's nice to see JJ. You know,
why do you think that is, Joey?
I don't know. You know, it's just kind of a thing, right? It's maybe it shows a sign of weakness. Maybe people find that you know, to swallow our pride is something that does not come easy for most people. And JJ was on my stream. We were having a time of our life, dirty dancing, singing karaoke, and next thing I know, you know, JJ is being assaulted in my chat, and I'm thinking, well, JJ's just here to sing a song, you know, and he's being called out, and I made sure not to highlight the comment. I didn't want to take away from the experience, you know. But when JJ had left, he jumped in the chat, and he was saying, "What was that? What was that you were saying about me in the chat?" And he started calling him out. In part, I felt that tingling sensation in my body, and I felt all of my nerve endings. You know, it was such a euphoric sensation, and I realized that part of me loved to see that side of JJ, but another part of it made me very sad. But you know, I want to say, you know, JJ, I don't know, JJ. I don't think you're a drama guy by any means. But I also wasn't aware of this situation between today and then Wednesday. I don't want to name names, JJ, but I think you know who I'm referencing. How has this week been for you mentally? I mean, have you felt that this was a bit of a stressful week overall?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was a very stressful week, and I just don't like, this is why I had to come to this point. If I don't like to see other people or myself being bullied, then I shouldn't have conflict myself. You know, talk the talk, walk the walk, right? Now, that person, whom we won't mention, does not have self-awareness, and it's sad. And there's nothing any of us can do about it. And once again, moment of vulnerability, it hurt. It really hurt. And I don't know if I'll ever get through to that person. And I think at this point, there's just no reason to even try. And I felt like, you know, if I can't do anything with that, let me do something with this, because this made no sense at all, you know? And I knew that people noticed some sort of dissonance between, I knew it. So, and I knew, obviously RAMSEY noticed it. So I just was like, this can't go on anymore. I can't.
Have people approached you and questioned you about the RAMSEY incident? And what have they said?
Nobody approached me. I just think that people can notice, like,
right.
why isn't there much crossover between the two of us? You know, like,
nobody's asked you if you were purposely targeting RAMSEY.
No, and I wasn't really purposely targeting him. I wasn't looking to bring him down or anything.
Right.
Like, but I just, you know, there was obviously, like, you know, some tension, and I didn't want it anymore. I wanted to apologize. I want to be rid of that negativity that I'm imposing. And yeah, hey, you know, like, I have no fear being expository and doing that here. And if people find that as a sign of weakness, it's actually a sign of strength to say, like, you know what, I fucked up.
Yeah. And it takes a strong man to apologize and notice that. Joey, what do you think about JJ coming on here and apologizing like this, to being vulnerable?
I think it's a very organic and beautiful thing that we don't get to see quite often on the internet. There's so many egos and personalities out there. It's you know, whether it's in person or over a computer screen or any screen for that matter, to be able to show a side of yourself where most people are going to greet you with judgment, that are going to greet you with, laughter and almost, take it as a sign of weakness. It's very brave. I want to say it's the opposite. It's the opposite of weakness. It takes a real person, not even a man, a human with a heart, to be able to come on here and say, hey, I fucked up. I'm sorry. I don't think we hear that word enough in our life. I'm sorry. And then when we do say it, we don't really mean it. God, maybe I'm at the grocery store and me and Eugene are both looking at the last schnitzel and we both reach and we hit hands and I go, I'm sorry. And Eugene goes, no, it's not a problem. But deep down, he's like, you take that last one and I'll flat out end you. But stuff like this is where the I'm sorries are genuine. Things like this is where you realize that we can all be adults here. We can all have a platform to share with one another. We can all come together, and that there's a place for each and every one of us, no matter who, what, or where we are. And I think it's a beautiful thing. Also, RAMSEY was very accepting to JJ's apology. And that's how you build relationships, the building blocks. Life is all about building. I don't know where we're trying to reach, but when we find it, I hope it's a place of happiness, Eugene.
That's very well said, Joey. That was deep.
Beautiful.
Very deep, and not something that I would expect from like leader of the degenerates, but I know you have it in you. I know you do. What do you think it is about like your following that people don't apologize? What is so hard about apologizing and kind of that space that you come from?
I think towards the end of Johnny Cash's life, he looked back and regretted a lot of the downfalls he had and kind of reflected on everything that's led him up to that moment. He made a song called, The Beast in Me is caged by frail and fragile bars. And I think we all have a beast inside us. And a lot of times it's easier to give in to the beast than it is to look at it and say, you're not going to take control of me anymore. I want to break free. Maybe, Freddie Mercury, I want to break free from Queen. He wanted to break free, and that's just what he did. So I don't know. I think all of us are degenerates at the end of the day. There's a side of us. There's a darkness in all of us. We just have to make sure to have the yin and the yang. It needs balance. There's no such thing as pure white joy, happiness. There needs to be light and dark, and it will always conflict until the end of time. 69. And that's it.
PS says, hey, I lurk for all of you for a long time and never commented but wanted to now. This is being the real thing. Open up, be frank, of value. Cheers from Portugal. Thank you for that comment. I think there is beauty in all of us, and it's when we can see other people and find the beauty in other people that we can find appreciation.
Yeah.
And it's something that we can all connect to together.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. JJ, I really appreciate you coming on here. I was kind of hoping that you would, honestly. I was kind of manifesting that JJ would come on here, and you did. Magically, you just kind of appeared, and this wasn't planned. I didn't reach out to JJ or send him the link. He had offered all on his own, and I think it's very beautiful.
This is true. Thanks for setting it up. Thanks for setting it up, Eugene. Thanks for setting it. Thanks for being vulnerable, JJ. I know it's a tough thing to do, man. I really do appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem at all. Like I'm sorry. I acted shitty. I really did.
It's all good, man. Seriously, we'll bury the hatchet and start again. But I do gotta hop. I gotta finish work. But I'm glad you sent me the link randomly, Eugene. It was good to hop on and do this, brother.
I'm so glad that you're here. It was good to connect with you, and we'll talk to you really soon. Thanks for being here, buddy.
Nice meeting you, Joey. Take care.
Take care, RAMSEY.
Hello.
Follow RAMSEY under the same name, RAMSEY. Anyway, all right. I guess it's enough of licking cornholes. Let's.
Okay.
Although I do want to say one quick thing, though, and but we can move forward from it. There's something to be said about trauma and how it manifests itself in adulthood. And I think that we still struggle with that and try to work that out as adults, and it just manifests itself in different ways. You know, like if we feel like we don't have a sense of control at any kind of given time or place, we have options on what to do with that. And sometimes we make the right options, and sometimes we feel a little bit of weakness and we decide to, you know, take it out on other people for no good reason. And it sucks. Right. And I think not one of us here can say that we've never done that. But the really important thing is to be able to say, you know what, I did do that, and I may have hurt someone or made them feel uncomfortable or pissed off, and I need to take responsibility for that. So
good for you. And we've all faced trauma, some form of trauma, no matter how big or small. And you can never really heal from trauma, but what you can learn is how to deal with it when it does come back up. And there, you know, there's safe ways and then there are destructive ways, but you know, that's just the reality of it. Even when you do deal with it, it never completely goes away. It does come back from time to time. And that's just part of being human. That's part of dealing with it.
True. But yeah, so we can move on to more lighthearted fear.
All right. So what else? What else is new for you guys? Joey, how have you been? Like, I haven't seen you in a while. I try to catch up every once in a while. Like, I caught you guys last night. I thought it was.
Did you catch the end?
I didn't. I was in bed. You're up way. Yeah.
I know.
Way too late for me.
Degenerate hours.
What happened at the end? Fill us in.
We caught a whale.
Oh, the mutants.
But we caught a whale.
Like a proverbial whale, or
like the Moby Dick of old.
All right.
And so I immediately ended the stream and we went backstage. And those things that we seen that I wouldn't share with any of you guys. And if you'd like to, I'm not joking.
I live for this shit.
You think I'm joking, don't you?
No, I totally believe you. That's the scary part.
I don't.
Dude, I think there's so much to Joey Cannoli that people don't know, and the stuff like he just keeps in his head. And I'd love to like live next to you and kind of live life with you. I think it'd be so fascinating and interesting and never a dull moment. And this shit just kind of you magnetize to this shit, and it comes to you. Yeah, it's natural. I guess you manifest it in a way.
There's like this force field, and it just is constantly drawing me.
Yeah,
towards, you know, and it's very surprising what the universe will bring you when you ask for it. You know, it's people don't realize the power of manifestation. And I mean, I've seen a lot of things in my life, and Lord knows I'm going to see a lot more things as the years go by. And I got to be honest, is
the stream still up?
I had to take it down.
Oh shit!
Not for reasons you'd think. Not for the normal reasons. It's not that somebody said something offensive. Some things just aren't meant to be seen by the public eye. But there is an unlisted link I'd like to send you.
Yeah,
if you don't mind, I'm gonna send it to you right now. And I don't want you to show it, of course, but I have it timestamped. Don't listen to that. I would like you to I'd like to see a reaction, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Bit of a character study.
Where are you going to send it?
I'm gonna probably Facebook. I think that's a safe place.
Sure.
For such things. Let me find it for you. A lot of people were upset that it was taken down, but I don't think they really understand, you know, what happens. So I'm gonna send you this link. It's at the.
So what do you want me to play it for everybody, or just watch it on my own?
I just want you to watch it on your own. I don't think you should subject
the audience
here.
All right, cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
I mean, it's your stream at the end of the day, and I certainly don't want to offend any of the audience, because I don't know the level of degeneracy that's in here, but I know you will find this with love and light, and I sent it to you.
All right, I'll have a look.
Caboose seen it. Rudy's seen it. Joe's seen it.
I'm going to mute myself for a moment. I'll continue to stay here, but
Jump to the timestamp, Eugene, so that there's no wasted. I don't want to have dead air on your stream.
Mhm.
Let's actually. Can you full screen yourself, Eugene, so we can look at your facial expression?
What's the timestamp I should go to?
It's in the comment section. I pinned it. So
All right, I'm gonna mute myself though.
In full screen, I'd love to see your. Here we go. All right, let's see what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eugene. You smells good. He's watching last night's stream that's privatized now due to masterpieces of epic proportions. I don't know if Eugene has seen an SSBBW, but he's gonna see it tonight.
Mhm.
Here he is. Uh-oh. There it is. Yes, look. I feel like a baseball announcer. Coming in is going into second base. We have Baby Ruth hitting the ball all the way out here. Eugene, it's going, it's gone. Eugene's reacting. Moby Dick, Free Willy. Oh my goodness, it's the catch of his life. And we're gonna let Eugene get back to this. Look at him. He has every facial expression that you would want someone to have when it comes to things in life. I mean, Jeezer, you almost got it. Eugene is enjoying himself, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do. We make dreams come true. Some things just aren't meant to be shared. You share them with the people that mean the most to you. Mr. Clean, you left just as everyone should have showed up. Here we go. Look at Eugene. He's almost wondering how, why, how does one become this? What type of experiences must they have been through to get to this point in their life? And look at him. There he is. See?
Dude, what the fuck?
It's the circle of life.
This shit only happens to you. Only you can generate this. I haven't seen this anywhere else. Like what you do with the mutants is it's admirable. I love it. I couldn't do it myself, nor would I even want to, but I love how you do it.
There was a XXX version backstage. I immediately ended it, and let's just say that everything really? Came up.
That was about close to the end of the 20 minutes remaining in the stream.
When I knew that I caught the catch of the week, I had to reel it in.
So at what point do you realize that if you cut the stream and take it back stream, that you're going to get what you're looking for? I just,
I've spent so many countless hours over the years, especially during the pandemic 2020. I've learned to listen. I've learned to feel, Lily. I've learned to listen to my surroundings, and I get this once again. I get this tingle, kind of the way Spider-Man gets a tingling sensation, and I get this tingle inside me,
like a cannoli sense.
My cannoli sense starts tingling. The top of my bald head.
You feel the flow in the cannoli, like the blood,
electricity. Yeah, the electricity, and everything lights up like a
transfer of energy, right?
It is, and I know right now. I go, if I don't reel this in, I'm gonna lose it forever. So I ended it. I reeled it in, and it's mounted on my wall proudly,
like a buckhead, right?
Like a buckhead. We don't put this back.
A whale's head.
A whale's head.
There you go. You have a way. What is it about you that you get people to open up in such a manner?
People are so judgmental nowadays, and everyone has their guard up, and it's very sad. But I think when you meet someone and you realize that it comes from a place of no judgment, it's almost like a breath of fresh air, and you realize, wow, I wasn't expecting this. And as you take an interest in them, we do all want to be validated. I agree with what JJ said. We all are looking for validation, but we're also looking for camaraderie. We're looking for acceptance. And when you accept somebody and all their vulnerabilities and the good and the bad, it's a very there's a lot of humility that happens there. And I think that's why people kind of break that wall. They let the guard down, and then I kind of just I put myself inside of them, spiritually, of course.
Right. People
Yeah.
want to. People like talking about themselves, don't they? And it's
Yeah,
just
they do. Some
getting
people,
them to open up, right?
everyone has a story and everyone wants to tell it.
Everybody
who
wants to be
listen?
seen and heard.
And that's what it's all about. Giving people that opportunity to be seen. Even if it's for one night, they were able to share what they've been waiting to tell for so long. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, to make space for somebody is beautiful. To make it not about you, to give somebody else a platform and let them shine.
Some people don't feel comfortable, even if they, they're not comfortable using their platform. They may be afraid that someone's going to see it, someone that they know, and they may judge them. Could be a coworker, could be a family member, could be somebody, it could be a it
Is
could
that
be
an
any.
insecurity?
I think it can be.
Somebody not wanting to be seen or heard? That could be a trauma response
It's
as well.
a traumatic response to being misunderstood.
Yeah.
Whenever we
everything a trauma response, the way we act and perceive and view things and go about our business, isn't it all from a trauma? Be it positive or negative. Even being overly positive could be a trauma response.
Exactly.
People pleasing.
Yeah.
It all stems back from, ancient time with fight or flight, survival. Either run or fight, face the threat, or run. And it all stems from that. And there's also generational trauma too, not to really get into that. And that can go from, grandparents to parents to you too. So
yeah, it could be why Joey's so funny. It could be why JJ is more serious, and the same reason I'm more serious. It's all a response to something.
I want to jump into Margie's Louise comment. Heather showed up the second the stream ended, and I think Heather's very religious, and I never talk about religion, and I certainly don't want to.
Why is that? Let me cut you right there.
Of course, I don't talk about religion because I see what comes from it. Unfortunately, everyone.
Hang on, I want to ask you something, and you're not obligated to answer.
Yeah,
I've always wanted to ask you, but I've always respected. I know you don't talk about religion, but I see what you've got hanging around your neck.
Sure.
And I've always wanted to ask you, what does that mean to you?
Not a fashion piece.
I want to hear the truth.
It's a personal relationship. I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of believing. I'm a man of I'm not a perfect person. Shout outs to Uberstank. I'm flawed. I think we are all flawed individuals, and it's a sign of hope and to be better and do better. And I think we're all judgmental in ways, and sometimes we're too judgmental, and we reflect. And I have to remind myself that I'm not perfect and that I mess up like everyone else does, and not to beat myself up as much as I do. So when I look at it, it's a place of comfort and hope, and knowing that you can always change for the better. So it's
well said.
The reason I don't talk about it though is the same reason I don't talk about race, or I try not to talk about sexuality. As open as I am and comfortable, I know that a lot of people are very opinionated, and if you want to suck the life out of a room, if you wanna suck the life out of the room, do that. But
religion, politics, race, all the visions that people are so familiar with. Those are three topics that are always controversial.
Yeah.
I was very familiar with your stance on talking about those, but I always kind of was curious because I've seen the crucifix hanging around your neck, and
I grew up like old school Catholic, Sicilian, Italian American, and as I got older, of course, there's some parts of me that have changed and beliefs that have changed, but I still have faith. I still believe in a higher power, of course, and a lot of people are entitled to feel the way they do. I don't want anyone to feel like they're right or they're wrong. Believe in what you believe in. If you believe in karma, then worship it. You know what I mean? Whatever you find, connect to it, latch on to it, and never let go. You have to always believe in something. Believe in yourself. Arthur taught me that as a boy. Remember Arthur the aardvark?
I remember Arthur the big red dog.
That was Clifford.
Clifford.
That was Clifford. That's offensive. No, that was it was Clifford the big red dog. Shout outs to Clifford. But yeah, I know how opinionated and how toxic, and as much as I love toxicity, that's no fun for me. And what
wait, you love it, but it's not fun?
Not that subject specifically, but I love, there's a part of me, I love the drama, I love the toxicity, but I also love the conversations that can come from it. I also love the end game that could come from it. We could walk away with a different point of view. We have to have those uncomfortable conversations. We have to disagree. We have to yell at each other, but then we have to have that respect. We have to learn to realize that each and every one of us, we have a good inside of us and we have a bad inside of us. And it's up to our, interpretation of what we want to see. So when I look at you, do I want to see your negative attributes or do I want to see the positive parts of you? And that's kind of how I look at most people. I look at the positive parts of them.
Would you agree that whatever you see, let's say within me or JJ, is a reflection of what you're feeling inside, whether you see something positive or negative?
Yeah, I think all of us are connected somehow to this whole thing. I just see people trying to survive and just making the way through life, trying to figure out what we're doing. Trying to look back and be like, man, I did the best of it. I may have fallen a few times, I may have slipped up, but I enjoyed my
learning as we go along.
You never stop learning.
And we learn from our mistakes. The same way JJ came on here tonight and apologized, and I think it's a big lesson, not just for him, but everybody that was here today to see what had unfolded, and we're all going to learn from that. And hopefully, that beauty will spread out to everybody that was a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. I had a girl backstage that was very religious, and she's seen things that would send her to hell.
Do you think that's probably what drove her to religion? Is her pain and suffering?
I think her religion has been her scapegoat. I think she's been very sheltered in her life, and sometimes you have to realize that there's such beauty in this world. There's also, I don't want to say ugly, but there's light, there's darkness. And sometimes you have to show somebody that, because what's going to happen is they're going to find themselves in a situation where it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows, and they're not going to know how to react because they've never been put in such a situation. And if you talk about fight or flight, they're going to crumble. They're going to crumble. They're going to lose their mind, and they're going to think it's the end of the world, where most people that have been through trauma, it makes you stronger. It makes your shell harder, right? It's easy to cope with the second time, the third time. You start to become wiser. You start to pick up on these habits, these actions, and you realize, oh, I know what this person's all about. I know what this is. As we have to have light, there needs to be dark, and we have to spend equal amounts of time with both of them.
Joey, what have you experienced in your life in order to learn all of this? Where did this come from? This doesn't come naturally. We aren't born with this ability that you have right now to speak. This is learned.
There's beauty. There's been many, many beautiful moments, as there have been many, many terrible, awful, traumatic things. And each and every one of them I value, and each and every one of them I reflect on almost daily. And because I look in the mirror and I go, how did I get here? How did I become this person? And I know that the next time I look at myself, I'm going to be different. Because like you said, we're always learning, we're always growing, we're always changing. Marciel's Blends is always talking about we learn and grow together. I mean, it's true. It's true. Marciel may have the catchiest jingle since BFL. I said it. I have no shame. There's people saying, is this thing on? Welcome to my fragrance show. How can something so simple have such weight to it? I don't know. It's like an orgasm. But I don't want to get off topic. As much as I've seen beauty, I've seen death and decay, and I'm kind of happy for it. I'm kind of grateful that I'm able to experience the ups and the downs as much as I did. I think I experienced so early on in my life that it kind of matured me a lot more quickly than most people, and it does make you wiser. It makes you more prone to, you know what I mean? It's a blessing and a curse, but you also got to realize that it gets easier. It gets easier.
I agree with
My wife just said it best. My wife called me out. Fuck.
Full and truth. I think what he's saying has a lot of ground. It has a lot of substance. I don't think he's trolling. I think he's being genuine, and that's what I love when Joey has a platform when he comes and visits us here. Is we can get a different, not the true Joey, but a different aspect, a different reflection of Joey. And I love this side of you. I love all sides of Joey. I got to tell you, I'm like one of your biggest fans, but I love seeing you come through in this light. And I agree with you that, you know, without light, we wouldn't know what darkness is. And without beauty, we wouldn't know what ugliness is. But I think that is all in the eye of the beholder. And I really do think there is beauty in every single thing, even in things that we interpret as ugly and pain and suffering.
Yeah, exactly.
Without judging it there in the moment, there could be reasons that these things are happening to you. And you might not know at that given instance, but a year or 2 or 5 years down the line, you might realize why certain things had happened and why you were able to grow and learn from them and become who you are. And those are what makes you who you are today. There's a balance to everything.
So you shaved your head some time ago.
I did.
And it inspired me. It inspired me to shave my head.
You were the first guy to say, I came on your channel right after I shaved it, and you're like, I love it. Like that was your reaction. I love it. I love your head.
You have to. It was one of the greatest things I've ever done. There's something harvesting in here.
Yeah.
The hair. It's gonna sound ridiculous, but there's something that we harvest. It's like a weight that we don't realize is there. And when he took it off, it was like a weight that was lifted, and I don't feel it anymore. I mean, my head's cold, but like I don't feel it anymore. And it's like, what? Maybe I was supposed to be this way. You know, maybe this was the way it was. This was the way it was meant to be. It just feels right. It feels normal. It feels freeing. My wife is here.
I think everything that we do is perfect without us realizing. And you shaved your head for the perfect reason. It's who you are. Exactly. Everything is perfect. Like you are nature. You are a creation of God. And God doesn't fuck up. Everything he has created is perfect. There's nothing that you can take from his creation and say, that could be made better. No. And we're all reflections of God. And whatever it is that we're doing is perfect.
You're right.
We are just extensions of nature, but it's the ego that separates us from that and has us believing, I am Eugene, this father, this YouTube reviewer, and I have this certain stance. It's all bullshit. It's just like
all these titles that we bear, these titles that weight, these titles that weigh us and give us merit and acceptance. You know, so this little one right here, this little gift right here, has worked. Has made Julissa for the first time in years happy. And I haven't seen her this happy in a long time. And you know, when someone you love is in a dark place, you become in a dark place. You are surrounded of a dark place. And this little degenerate, this little cat found us. We didn't find him. We didn't go to a shelter. We didn't adopt this cat. The cat adopted us. And I've seen such a shift in her energy, in her aura, her feeling. And I realized that that this is what she needed. This is what was always meant to be. You know, Julissa's meant to have this support. She loves animals on a spectrum, you know, far beyond, I think, most people that I know. The joy. I mean, animals bring most people joy, but it brought her peace. It brought her peace in a very dark time. And as you know, happy wife, happy life, whatever the hell that means.
I fucking hate that saying.
I know. That's why I said
it. What about you? What about us?
I said it in a condescending way, whatever that means, right? But I'll tell you this: that little bundle of life brought her a happiness. You can hear. Brought her a happiness that I couldn't, and it's not that I'm flawed or I don't have it. It's that I'm not a four-legged little feline. You know what I mean?
It's a different type of love.
It is. It's an unconditional love that animals have, that it's so much harder for us as humans. Everything we see and do and experience, we put a judgment on it, like right away, good, bad, ugly, beautiful, right? We have a thought on everything without being able to accept things for what they are. And animals are different.
Yeah, they are.
They,
And talk about trauma, they help you so much.
Mm.
You don't realize what their capabilities are. You think that we take care of them, but they take care of us.
They can actually lower your blood pressure. They can make you more physically healthy, their presence.
Julissa would always give me her cat, and I finally gave her one in return. And it's a beautiful thing, Eugene. Oh, I'm sorry. See, I'm flawed.
You're not flawed. You're perfect just the way you are.
What have I done? What have I done? I'm sorry.
Joe, I'm so glad that you came on the stream.
Thanks for having me.
Anytime, man. I love you.
I love you too, Eugene.
I love you too, JJ. But me and Joey, we go way back.
I
don't
know.
wanna,
I'm kind of
discount
I'm a
JJ
new kid on the block.
I'm starting to love JJ. JJ, I didn't mean to cut you off, JJ, but JJ's been coming on my karaoke stream, and that really means a lot to me because it's a very special night. It's a night of stress. Like JJ, like you're saying, it can lower your blood pressure. It's as beautiful as meditation, Eugene. For me, singing is meditation.
It can be. Everything can be meditation.
Speaking of meditation, gentlemen and lady and kitty, I'm going to sign off. Take a nap because I had a really poor night of sleep.
JJ, thank you so much for coming on. I thought it was very brave and courageous of you to come on the way you did.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
No, I believe you. I believe you, but it was the right thing to do.
I just felt like I had to do it. So,
and you did it well. You did it justice. So thank you so much. It was good to see you. I'm glad that you and RAMSEY could come together, and hopefully you can both grow from this and blossom together, and everybody will learn and benefit. And I think it can only benefit everybody from that. So it was perfect. The moment was perfect. No. It couldn't have been any better.
Yeah, I just felt like it was the right time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Take care, everyone. All right. Bye.
Fellow bald man. I'm too big to lay on her chest and play with her like that, but I try. I try sometimes. I wish I could shrink myself, Eugene.
Where would you climb into?
Your pocket.
I'd be like, Joey, come out.
Take me with.
Come on out. Everybody's gone.
Everybody's gone. It's safe. You can come out now. I wish I was Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, yeah. Or, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah. Or like Rick Moranis is my dad, and I could play with his little machine and shrink myself down. Do you know what we could do?
We can do a lot.
Do a lot.
There's a lot of places I'd like to go visit.
I think you'd appreciate the world so much more if you're only this big. Everything would be beautiful.
But in reality, we don't really know how big we are in comparison to what we've been told, right?
Right.
We don't know how big the galaxy is out. It could be like, in general, it could be really this big. We have no clue what to compare it to,
Compared to the galaxy, we are those little ants, right?
Yeah, we are.
But yet here we are walking around and we think we're so big and it's funny. But if I could be shrunk for a day, Eugene, where would I go? What would I do? I imagine when it starts raining, just humongous droplets start coming down and, I don't know. What am I talking about, Eugene? How did I get here?
Joey, I have your commander-in-chief joining us. Let me bring him on. Everybody say hello to on average Joe.
Let's go,
hey,
Joe.
Eugene.
What's going on?
Yeah. What's up? What's up, Joe? It's good to see you.
Nothing much. Been enjoying the show for the last about 30 minutes or so. I had physical therapy earlier, so got home,
everything
showered,
okay?
and everything.
You feel
yes,
okay?
It's still recovering from the surgery, shoulder surgery that I had back in March. So, but I'm progressing. We're on the tail end of the recovery, so things are moving up. But
shout out to the tail end.
Hey,
all right, I'm good to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Joe's a good guy. Yeah, Eugene, I don't get to come on here often, and I treat it as a special thing. It's almost a treat for me. And when I come on, I always leave feeling the same exact way. And then I appreciate it so much. I feel like if I came on here every time you streamed, that the magic would be gone.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Usually when you meet somebody and you can talk to them for about 2 hours, but then you kind of run out of things. Like you can only talk about so much stuff. But every time you do come on here, I appreciate it because it's deep and I get that different aspect of Joey, and it's nice to see Juju and your Colonel shows up. It's good to see him too.
My Colonel, yes. Yeah, shout outs to Joe.
He's the Commander-in-Chief.
Somebody once put Joe's head on a dog, and it was really upsetting for me to see that, Eugene. Someone photoshopped like so like I was sitting on these stairs outside of a home, and I almost looked like a homeless man. And my head was photoshopped on the body. And then I had this dog, this small little dog, and guess whose head was on there? Joe Anthony. And Joe's a nice guy. You know what I mean? Joe gets a lot of flack, Eugene. I don't understand is it the guilty by association?
Maybe it's jealousy.
Probably.
You think somebody could be jealous of, like, why would somebody target, like, he's the nicest guy.
The nicest guy.
He's totally nice. You got to be completely mental if you're doing that. But
he's the nicest guy.
You can almost see it as depends on how you want to view it.
Right.
Personally, like, it could be a compliment, right? There's something about Joe that has triggered these feelings in somebody else where they've gone out of their way, taken time to do this work. There's something about Joe that is making somebody very uncomfortable. Right?
Yeah.
You don't just go and do stuff for no reason. Joe, you're bringing up feelings in people.
Yeah. Emotions are being brought out.
The world is so fucked. There's so many different ways of viewing things.
Man. The world is fucked, huh?
It's fucking sloppy and messy and ugly but beautiful at the same time. Like, you can look at that so many ways. Honestly, I choose to view the world as a beautiful place and everything is perfect just the way it is. But
I think for me, when you talk about a mess and sloppy, I feel like the world, I feel like life is the equivalent of an orgy and a all-you-can-eat buffet at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it could be whatever you want, man. It's all like it's just like manipulating the energy, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Everything is energy.
Everything is energy, and when we put too much energy into something, you attract it back tenfold, right?
Yeah, you get back what you put into it.
Exactly. Always live by that motto.
Exactly. But I'm an entertainer. We are here to entertain people. I think each and every one of us that turns that camera on and puts ourselves in front of a camera enjoys that aspect. So I like that I can come here and talk a little more candid, talk about things that if I were to talk about this on my stream, everyone would be like, what the is he high?
Who is this guy? And what happened to Joey?
But when I go over there, I flip a switch. And time to make the donuts, as they say.
Yeah, that takes talent, right? You're multifaceted. You're like a gem, right?
I need this place, Eugene. I need this place. I appreciate coming here. I treat it like a temple. That's why I come here. When I come here, I come with a purpose. You know what I mean? I'm coming here because there's something that I'm looking to fulfill. There's something that I'm looking to express, and there's something that I'm looking to learn. And I always do. And I think when you appreciate it and you don't take it for granted and you don't overindulge on it, you have a much more respect.
Yeah, you got a lot to offer. I don't think I don't think many people can appreciate that.
We view individuals based off of what we want to see when we look at them.
What we expect from them.
That's exactly what it is.
A lot of people were upset with me when I started to go on this journey. They're like, they want the old Eugene back, the angry Eugene, the mean Eugene, the aggressive. And they started to hate me because I wasn't that person they wanted me to be.
It depended on you and you didn't realize it because that person existed in them and
Right.
it was comforting.
What-
And then you go on a journey of change,
Took the
and
words right out my
you
mouth.
almost abandoned them in a way,
Yeah.
and you didn't realize that they were coming to you with that intent and purpose. But we all change, we all evolve.
You're
But
supposed to. We're
I
fucking
think that-
human. Everything
Right.
around you is constantly nothing stays the same. And that's like the one absolute truth is impermanence. Everything is you go nature and everything looks different from moment to moment, right?
Mhm.
We have to change.
We have
What is the purpose of being the same? If I come back 5 years from now and you're the exact same person,
Oof.
what have you learned? What have you done? What have you offered to society?
How have you lived?
Yeah.
Or have you not lived any at all? Yeah.
So a lot of people were upset with me, and they've expected, when I was angry and resentful and insecure, and that's the person they loved. And when I changed, they had fucking turned on me, right? They had gotten upset and started calling me all kinds of horrible things. But
you became public enemy number one when you used to be their number one
yeah,
person.
I wouldn't say number one, but I became sort of a target for specific people.
Mm-hmm.
I've got another cannoli here. I think I've caught the fucking whale, but
I've got another.
Careful what you wish for.
Right.
Joe was there last night.
I was.
What's that?
Joe was backstage. He's seen it all.
Let me bring in Louis.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hey, what's up, Eugene?
What's
If you guys want me to try and compete with that whale, I'll do so, but you will have to take the stream down.
We might have to wait till backstage because I don't want to get taken down.
Yeah,
you know what? I think we're 2 for 2 now with Joey being on the streams and me not having to take the videos down. So there was a few in a row where I had to remove them. And I think it's so ironic that we're at 69 viewers right now. Shout outs to 69. Shout out to Louis, to Unaverage Joe, and Joey Cannoli for making an appearance here. Good to see you guys.
Thank you for having me, Eugene.
Yeah,
always, man. Always enjoying the streams. It's good to see everybody. Louis, how have you been?
I've been very well. I've really enjoyed the conversation. I thought I'd just jump on because, in a way, it's a little bit of an achievement for me. I am definitely a big fan of you, Eugene, and being friends with Joe and Joey, it's kind of given me an opportunity to start going on to different people's streams, which is really cool. And I just really wanted to immerse myself in this current energy because let's be honest, guys, how often do you get to have these kinds of conversations with people? Like you were saying, Eugene, the response that you got from wanting to go on a self-improvement journey is just very typical of what's most common, I would say, in life. So I like to take advantage of surrounding myself with people who are willing to go on that journey and feel a certain way. And I just love the atmosphere and the energy I can get from that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I do. It's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, Louis is a handsome fellow with a nice head of hair on him.
He's got tremendous hair, man.
It's pissing me off at the moment, Joey, though.
What are you using there? Gel, wax? What do you got in there? Some hairspray? It looks
I've got
really
some
thick.
hairspray. But the thing is, at the moment, it just keeps falling down. So I was just saying to someone on Instagram, because I've been complaining about my hair on there, I'm just going to stay with it because I'm growing it, but it's just annoying for right
Listen,
now.
Louis, if that hair is your biggest trouble right now, you're cruising. You're sailing. Life is good. Right?
Joey, if I just shave my head, is it going to be like a weight off my shoulders or a weight off my head? Like
you want me to be like, you want me to not joke for a second with you? So like you're growing your hair out, beautiful head of hair, your hair grows back, no cannoli cult jokes. You take that hair off, you're going to feel lighter. I think, man, woman, it makes no difference. When you shave your head off, Louis, you're going to look, and it's one of the most amazing feelings. It's liberating.
I agree.
It is actually liberating. So if you have weight on you and you're trying to find a way to get rid of it, I can guarantee you that if you go that route, you will feel lighter. Ooh.
And I think if you were to do it live on stream, it could become one of those iconic cannoli moments. It'll be captured in time forever.
Yeah, and it will definitely continue getting the stereotype of being a cult at that point, because it would be Joey shave his head on his stream. I know I've done it on stream, and if I do it as well, we have a lot of people concerned. But I've kind of done it before. I went very short about a year ago. Some of the comments I got weren't the most flattering, but I didn't care. It made me feel good. So I even had someone say, "Why did you do that?" And my response to them straight away was, "Because I wanted to." You know, it's the way I felt, even though some people
always do something because you feel it. I've learned that a long time ago, to stop people pleasing and do what feels right for me, and not give myself away. It's something I'll never do again. You know, I've lost so many moments of being somebody I didn't want to in order to make somebody else happy. And I'm always, you know, interested or I'm always up for helping somebody out or doing the right thing, but I got to remember, like, in an unselfish way, to put myself first, and remember I can't help other people unless I'm in a good place too. And I don't think I can be in a good place by giving myself away and being somebody that I'm not happy with.
How can you tell other people how to be happy, or tell other people how to manifest these things if you don't have them for yourself?
Exactly.
It's a baffling contradiction. And I think so many people on the internet, they try to portray themselves in a specific way. They want to be taken serious. You know what I mean? And it's like, you can always sense someone that's truly 100% involved, and someone that's trying to replicate what they think that idea is like. And when you actually are, you know, Louis, if you shave your head, and it always comes back to shaving the head.
Birds of feather flock together, man. Do it for the crew.
Hey,
Julissa said she'll shave her head.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what, Joe? You do keep coming back to it, and you keep talking about it. I think we underestimate the effect it's had on you. I can tell it. I can tell it's been like quite a spiritual experience.
It's been a rough year.
Yeah, look how confident he is. Right? Yeah. How often do you see a bald guy, like a guy, because he has a full head of hair, doesn't he, Joey?
Yeah.
Not as thick as Lewis's, but yes. I mean, I go back and I look at myself, and it's like, I've had so many different. Oh, Eugene's on the phone. I've had so many different hairstyles over the years.
Know. I've been watching your older videos, Joey, and just seen the evolution of it. Yeah.
And this one feels as good as the rest of them did. Hey, come on. So yeah, maybe.
What about you, Unav? Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a new look. Like I said, it's been a rough year for me, especially, probably even my worst year. And just like he said, being able to spiritually like release and just relieve myself of the hair. I mean, not only that, but I did have waves and very curly, thick hair. So it would make it like all the product to keep it in. Right now, it's the summertime. I actually feel like walking more, which you and I talked about that a lot, but I've been doing a lot more walking again. It's just I like the wind going on my head, and it's
a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Hats feel a little weird, but it's other than that,
and hoods.
And hood, and it almost feels a little bit felty when my hair starts growing in, and
but doesn't that feel great? Like a new feeling, something you haven't experienced in a long time. You're like, like, where did that come from? And then you forget about it for a while, and then you feel it again, and you're like, it's just something new to connect to.
It's a change. It's and we, like you said, you talk about evolving and changing and growing, and you should always switch it up. I mean, I've put myself on the internet since I was 18 years old, and you look back, you could see the evolution.
Yeah,
it's documented in front of your eyes. Even as something as silly as like the hair, as the hair on my head I've gone through so many different styles and so many different looks and so many different. You can watch me almost experience. You can watch me experience a decade of my life over the years. It's a fascinating, character study. It's hilarious. You can watch me age.
You have any idea who you'd be, or where would you be today without the internet if you didn't have the opportunity to be on YouTube? What would all of you guys be doing?
Hospital.
That's a
I was
really
already
good
in the
question.
hospital, so not as a patient. I mean, like working for the ER, and like that's basically what I did for almost a decade. So
probably an entertainment company that caters, does parties, weddings.
I can see Joey as a stripper, not to judge.
Yeah. You know, the dancing bear, where I come out with a bear head and I'm going like this, and I'm like doing the thrust up, and I have like Cool Whip on me. Anyways, that'd be if I never met my beautiful wife in the back over there.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I can't do it for her, you know. And with how expensive food is, it wouldn't go to waste. So the idea, she's like, I can't waste this. I have to eat it. And yeah, I would do that, Eugene. You know, especially if like back then, and I didn't, and I never went the YouTube route. Yeah, I would have done that.
I don't know why, but that picture just so totally suits you. I can see you doing that.
You know, just real happy to be there. I'm taking it. I'm like, you know what? You know why? A party boy from Jackass.
That's right. That's what came to my mind.
That's what I would do. So when you ask me what would I do, I would come out and I would rip it off, and just the uncomfortability on people's faces would be liberating.
How much do you love Jackass?
It's a creed that I live by. I think we all have a jackass inside of us. What I admired about Jackass growing up is the genuine friendships and the slight homosexuality to it all.
I love that as well,
because I have that same homosexuality to myself, and I'm married.
You're just comfortable in that way.
Yeah, I'm comfortable. You know, I would do that to my
like
guy friends. I could care less. I think it's hilarious. I think it's apps. I find it so fun. Yeah, I don't know. It came off genuine. Like, these people care about each other. They're also doing dumb shit that's funny, but I do dumb shit that's funny. So I think it really inspired me. It really became a part of who I was.
I think what's great is they don't take themselves too seriously.
No.
And then it kind of makes me wonder, like, when people do take themselves too seriously and they don't know how to joke around, like, what's going on inside of them and what are they struggling with? Because life it's not that serious, you know. Everything, you know, whatever happens to us, we'll manage. We're still here. We're still alive.
Right.
And we'll continue, right? Things aren't as serious as we make them.
I think it's a defense mechanism, because if you build yourself up in your mind and you basically create a character for the outside world to see, it's kind of a defense and an answer to criticism, and it protects you emotionally. Like, if someone comes at you, you can say, well, I'm this and I'm that, and you can have an identity, and you can sort of shrug it off. Or you can actually make them feel like their criticism isn't valid because of the character you've created. And I think people also put each other down. They put others down, and it makes them feel better. Well, if that makes you feel better, why is that? Is it because you're scared of how you could feel if you don't do that? Is it because you're scared of how you would feel if you weren't constantly distracting yourself with worldly things? You know,
it is, and that all goes back to ego and identity and wanting to be seen and heard, and how much, like, we keep talking about validation, and everybody wants that. It's kind of like almost the meaning of life, it seems like, is to be seen and heard. And
we want to feel worthy. We want to feel like we are cared about, that people think about us when we're not thinking about them. It's an awful. It's a very. Shit. It's a slippery.
I just got a message. Someone said to me, "Don't give in to mafia pressure about the hair."
Oh, about shaving your head. See, that's somebody's opinion, right?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody wants to be heard. Somebody wants your attention. It all goes back to, you know.
I think I know who said that, because they've said it before in the chat. So I know who said that. You know, but seriously, we're all looking for. We're all looking to be loved at the end of the day in some way, shape, or form. And even if you don't find yourself with a partner, find yourself with friends that you can call family.
Yeah, I agree with that.
people that are going to be there for you, that want to see you win, that want to see you succeed, that make you a better person. Surround yourself by like-minded individuals that will elevate you and take you to those places. That way we all go together. I've never been someone where it's like there's only room at the table for me. We're taking the whole mob, we're all coming we're all eating, Eugene.
Dude, there's enough space for everybody.
We're going to eat like kings,
Whether it's dinner or fragrance reviewers doing live stream, there's enough room for everybody. And when you grow, I grow, and all the other streamers grow. Joey goes, on average, he grows, everybody grows, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think there's space for everybody. And Anush, thank you so much for the super chat. Eugene, Cannoli Mafia, great collab. I appreciate that. I see Anuj just popping up and supporting everybody. And no sooner does Anuj drop a super chat when Jacob asks, Eugene, why do you think no one super chats you? I don't have an answer for that. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe. Well, the thing is, Eugene, you've had at least 3 to 5 since I've been on here, and you haven't asked for one once. So even though it's not a massive amount, the people that are doing it because they want to.
That's beautiful.
And thank you, Louis, for your super chats. I don't ask for super chats, but if somebody wants to, they're always appreciated. I'm not going to decline or ask, but it's great. Right. It's great to get a super chat, but I don't know. I have no answer for your question. Joey, why do you think I don't get any super chats? Am I not exciting or entertaining? Or
we going back to the validation, right? I think I've seen, when it comes to I feel like the super chat thing is very new for our age of YouTube with Fraycom. This is a very new thing. It used to be like a thank you.
Yeah.
And it's slowly become an expectation.
Like, we deserve it.
Yeah. And I've been going back to 2020. I never asked for any of it. And people were like, you're here every night, entertaining us for hours, making us laugh, putting in the work, investing your own money into this. And why would you not let your audience, your friends, your fans support you and say thank you? And I said, okay, fine. And I never looked back. But even every now and then I do 3 hours of stream, and there'll be times where I forget to put it right there, because it's not my priority. I'm not thinking about it. Sometimes I'll run a banner at the bottom of the screen. If I forget that it's there, there's gonna be a lot of other people that aren't looking at it also. Okay. So like people say, oh, it's projected right in front of my face. That's only because that's what you see, because that's what you think about. That's what you want.
Like
Joey helped me lockdown. Shout out Rich Mitch. Shout out
Lick
to
the stream.
Jacob, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, I don't have it in me to ask people to super chat. And it's not really what I'm here for. It's nice to get a super chat, right? It's definitely feels good. It goes back to validation and being seen and heard. And I think more than anything, appreciated, that somebody appreciates the time and effort you put in. And they're going to give you something that's very valuable to them, is money. We all go to work and we give our time for money.
Right. And this is time, this is time. And if people want to say, damn, Eugene, you've really helped me through a dark time, let them show gratitude. Let them give thanks. Oh, Lily of the Valley, Lily of the live streams. Now that's nice. That's nice. Lily
comes through. Thank you so much. Validate me.
Validate. Look at the smile out his face.
Well, it's a beautiful transaction, isn't it? Because 2 people have been validated in one action. So that's great.
There you go.
When you didn't ask for it, it comes from such a genuine, beautiful place. And when you're constantly telling people, it almost has a negative value to it. And it almost, and I'll be honest, it will turn a lot of people off. And they'll almost be like, is this why I'm here? Is this what you expect from me? Is this what I'm supposed to do? But listen, I've seen it on every end imaginable. I've seen it on the high end and the low end. People want to show love, they're going to show love, whether you ask for it or not. But
here we go. Look. There's more.
Scrolling in.
I guess awesome. You put it out into the universe, Eugene, and you come from
Thank you so much, everybody. It is appreciated. I see you all. You know, I don't expect it from anybody. You're all more than welcome to come on stream or just to watch. And nobody needs to donate anything, but it is very much appreciated. There's a time where I carried a lot of guilt and shame when it came around money, but I'm kind of growing over that. When YouTube first started, I couldn't even mention super chat. It was just a weird thing for me. I guess growing up, I had this thing about money and
the same way,
right? And some people do it effortlessly with no shame, and that's great too. No judgment. I find that very I don't know. It's just somebody that has a secure relationship with money, which I didn't always have, right? And that's great for them. But thank you, Smoke C, Lily, Floral Notes, Jacob.
It makes me happy seeing it for people that I care about also. Because it's
Louis has super chatted several times over the last couple days. And thank you.
Shout out to Louis. Supply and demand says, Joey, can I see you eat Taco Bell? Are you buying? Is that a date? Supply and demand. Are you trying to take me out to dinner?
Put it right there.
Are you? Yeah. Do you want to put it? Hey,
Ooh,
look at this. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Yeah, it's a tough thing, Jacob.
Thank you, Lynn.
I
love your live streams, the personal feelings and stories and great perfume. And that's two things that I come back for is, the perfume and the real life stuff. That's my favorite thing. Just like Joey has comedy and entertainment and perfume, I like the real stuff. That's kind of what I connect with. But I'll tell you what, if Joey is streaming and I'm streaming at the same time, I'd much rather be watching Joey than my own streams. So even though we're very different, Joey has his truth and I have my truth. My truth does belong with Joey as well at the same time. But yeah, it's my shtick. I like, real life, more deeper and serious topics and something that I connect with. And it's just what I personally enjoy. And again, there's no right or wrong to that.
No, it's your preference.
It's my preference.
Margie.
Yeah, Margie.
Whoa!
Oh, Margie.
Yeah,
oh,
I was going to cut him off.
Thank you so much, Margie. It's really sweet of all of you guys. I do appreciate it. Super sticker.
Eugene, I'm going to spray some of this on my hand because I feel like I'm in a very deep mood. I think it would take me to that place.
Yeah, go for it. Mitsuko.
EDP. Don't rub, just tap. It dries out a little bit. Awesome one. It's been sitting on the shelf for months, but smelled it last night when I was watching your stream, Eugene, and I fell in love with it all over again.
It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
Who I have near me?
We're trying to get Rich Mitch monetized. Rich Mitch can't get monetization from YouTube, Joey. You probably know all about that. Yeah, and I'm like, he's applied for monetization. I don't think he's had any kind of strikes or copyrights, but I'm thinking that it might have to do, like, they've denied him. I personally think it might have to do with him streaming. Because the RAMSEY, the guy that was on here earlier, him and Rich have kind of started at the same time and do generally the same topics. The only difference is RAMSEY doesn't stream, and he applied and he was approved for monetization.
Yeah, he may need like a few video. Well, no, because he does his weekly rotations that aren't pre
credentials though. Like I think you have to meet every single credential to be accepted into the monetization program. And I don't think it's so much of the content that he's putting out. I think it's the amount that I think they're looking for an X amount of bullet points, and then they accept you into it. Because like I get copyright strikes every night, but like not strikes in the sense of like your channel getting taken down, but copyright third party.
Right.
That just means they put ads on my video because I play music that I don't own. But who cares? I'm not making money off of my videos. So I let the monetization, I've tried to appeal it multiple times over the years. They've never reinstated it. So I dropped the PayPal link. That's my monetization. But but Rich Mitch
Yeah,
will for sure be
That's
able
what I
to
was just about to say, Rudy. He may not have
claim.
4,000 hours of watch time in full yet. Like people think you just need 1,000 subs and you're
I think
monetized.
he
Connection
does
issue.
have over 4,000, but he just cleared 1,000 subs recently. Maybe he should reapply, like wait a month or so and
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
He'll get accepted.
exactly.
You'll Rich Mitch, you'll get accepted. And Caboose is right. I get copyright claims, not strikes. Strikes will get your channel deleted. You got to be careful.
Rich Mitch, thanks for the super chat. £1. Afonso, £5 super chat. Whack pack. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Claims, not strikes.
Yeah,
Joey, you're getting copyright claims every single night. Yeah, you play a lot of music, right?
I love music. I can't help myself. I'm a flawed individual. But I listen. I've come to acceptance a long time ago that my channel will never be monetization friendly. But that doesn't mean that companies can't sponsor it. That doesn't mean I can't grow. That doesn't mean people can't show love and support through their own means, by any of their means necessary. That just means that I'm not going to be. There's going to be no advertisements on my videos. I'm not advertiser friendly. I mean, I've said some wild things in my life.
Just a few.
Come on. No,
Yeah.
you didn't.
Joey, are you still trying to grow the Cannoli's channel?
Yeah,
You're streaming on both
Yeah.
at one point, and then you stopped.
I stopped. Yeah, I had stopped because I realized I was, there was only karaoke night that I really couldn't, and then maybe mutant night just because of how raunchy it can get. But I noticed that even consistently uploading weekly, like 4 videos a week, it wasn't doing anything. And I'm like, maybe I need to upload actual videos and not do live streams. And maybe that would have helped the algorithm. Maybe I don't know.
Let me drop. I like dropping the your channels. That's Joey's channel in the comments there. Head over and give him a subscribe.
Thank
Great
you.
content. Let me put Unaverage Joe's channel in here. Head over there. Subscribe to him.
Thank you, Eugene. Also, congrats on the line. This is like the first time I could tell you. I've said it in the
Yeah, same
comments.
here.
I've said it
Same
on
here.
everything, but congrats.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You talk about being reputable and validation, but like you're one of the few, and you know me, I'm very vocal. You're one of the few that I will actually like respect and be like, yeah, this you deserve all of your hard work deserves to be paid off, and I trust what you have to say, and I know you know your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I know you
thanks,
know your
Joey.
shit, and congratulations. Seriously,
Thank
that is
you so much.
a big deal, man. That's a big deal. Congratulations.
Thank you, Unaverage. I appreciate that. It is. It's
well-deserved.
a labor of love, a
Yeah.
very long labor of love that was born out of really like hardship, pain and suffering, and wanting to turn my life around, and something that I've manifested, worked on for a couple of years, and
It's gonna pay off soon.
yeah, I kind of wish that for everybody. I wish for everybody to kind of be able to experience what I have, or be able to fulfill some sort of dream or goal or any kind of desire. And it's something that I've wanted for a long time, and something I never really thought would be possible for me, because it's me, and I wasn't worthy, and nobody would give a shit about what I have to say, or something that I struggled with for many, many, many years, and took a lot of work and a lot of opening up.
You paid your dues.
Pain, right?
You paid your dues, Eugene.
Yeah. I remember reading a quote once, and somebody said, somebody I once loved gave me a box of pain, and it was like the greatest gift I ever got. Yeah. And that's always stuck with me.
Yeah, that's heavy. That's heavy.
I feel like a lot of people can gain success from the ego, but I think the way that you've done it is that you've come to a place where you've built confidence in other people. Other people are confident in your direction and your vision. Yeah. And I think that's actually taken a lot of humility on your part, because you've put yourself out there over years, no matter what people thought, and you expressed your taste and your opinion. I think that was very humble of you. And the result of you being yourself is people appreciating your taste, your vision, and being willing to support you. And I think the reason I know that you're so great is you've not rushed it. You know, I think if you rush it, it's a financial decision. You want to get it out quick. You want to get the money in quick, or maybe your vision is as simplistic as I just want something similar to this. But I think the passion and love you've put into it is great, and I think the way that you got to that point is a really beautiful thing, and I really credit that to you in a massive way.
Thank you. You know, it was like, to be honest was always important to me, right? No matter what I was saying or doing. And even if it was like complete contradictory to what I had said yesterday, but it was still honest in that moment, that's always been like the most important thing to me. You know, I always kind of prided myself on honesty. And yeah.
There's no better feeling in the world than sticking true to who you are and sticking to your guns and being able to share a part of yourself in the universe and have people positively to love what you've put out. And you know that what you did put out is organic and genuine and real. And it's like the equivalent of an artist writing a song and having the audience sing it back to them. That's got to be one of the greatest highs in the world, you know. And I think it works the exact same way. This is your dreams, your hard work, your talent, your experience, your story, your art, and then you're able to put it out into a world and have people be a part of it. It's one of the greatest things in the world that not many people ever get a chance to experience.
It is.
You know? And I know you won't take it for granted, and that's the beauty of it. You're going to appreciate every last drop.
Yeah, man, it's been a great ride, and it's been great to be able to express myself and show myself to the world and be accepted. And, you know, it's just a really great feeling. And I want everybody to be able to experience that, you know, set a goal, to be able to, you know, we all have dreams. We all have those thoughts that kind of consume our minds every single day. And they all just kind of, it's for nothing if you don't do anything about it, if you don't chase it, if you don't, you need to go in there and bring them to life, those thoughts and those ideas. And, you know, it's kind of like this seed that's been planted inside of you. Now you got to take the time to nurture it and grow it and water it and
a labor of love,
do all the things required to make it possible. Right.
One of my favorite quotes: "It's never too late to be what you might have been."
Yeah. Yeah. It's never, no matter how old you are, or where you are in your life, you know.
That's it. That's what it's all about. And speaking of, it's never too late. Mr. Binks wants Taco Bell too. Just saying. It's my wife telling me that she wants Taco Bell for dinner.
Is that time? Is that like, are you saying it's time to go? Are you giving this are we cutting into your streaming time? I know you like to go Fridays, and
I normally during the summer and was late spring, summer, fall, I leave earlier on Fridays to be at my campground. But I would rather be here right now, making this moment, making this memory, having this conversation with you guys and everyone in the chat, because it's something I don't get to do often, and it's something that I value and I enjoy, and being able to talk about all these beautiful moments and experiences in our life. This isn't something that I can get. I can go live on my stream right now, but am I going to have this conversation? Probably not. So I don't want to rush it. I certainly don't want to, be like, all right, I'm out. See you, Eugene, and then go live. No. You never know.
Whenever you're ready, Joey. But I do appreciate all of you guys being here.
Let us know when you're ready.
Joe, on average, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much, man. It's been great.
Come on. Ask Eugene if Mr. Binks can come on stream.
Mr. Binks can come on whenever Mr. Binks is ready.
You hear that, Drew? Mr. Binks can come on whenever he's ready. All right.
I appreciate these deep talks, though. This is like one of the things that I do appreciate, like kind of like what Joey said. You don't have these talks everywhere, partially because a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but
No, they don't.
I need to talk to people from other countries in order for it to happen.
Isn't that fucked up? Like you need to go outside of your own. I mean, it is and it isn't, but
Right.
it's unfortunate. Like I'd love to have these types of relationships in real life, people I can talk to. But sometimes you don't get that, and you find that here, and that's why I keep coming to this space, because everybody that does show up makes it special for me. So it's appreciated.
It's a lot of fun. I always know, like, conversations like this aren't for everyone. A lot of people are here. They want to talk about fragrance. They want to talk about the community or your brand. They want to talk about all that stuff. But I think the ones that stick around here truly need it and truly appreciate it, and they're happy for it. I just, this is like, for me, this is a Mental Health Monday conversation. Not everyone's gonna come on and hear and listen and open up and be vulnerable. Like I said, I don't know why people have such a hard time being vulnerable, but I understand it's different for everyone. But it's also the humility when you know that people care and want to hear what you have to say.
Right.
Don't deprive yourself.
Yeah, I've heard so often people saying, it's weak for you to, discuss your problems and show emotion. I think I call bullshit on all of that. I think it comes from a place of strength to open up and show that weakness, to be vulnerable and kind of tell people what you've been through and give other people an opportunity to say, you know what, I feel that same way. Thank you for bringing light on this subject. Because it's not easy to open up old wounds and to go to places that have brought you pain and suffering.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a sign of weakness. I think it's a sign of tremendous strength and courage and just,
sometimes you have to visit old ghosts.
Right. Skeletons.
They're still there.
There's not a better feeling than getting comfortable in places that make you uncomfortable. And I love putting I would never purposely get uncomfortable and hurt somebody else, but I would kind of, before I would stray from those places uncomfort, but now I accept those challenges and I kind of look for them just for the reasons or the chance to be able to grow and learn from something.
Yeah. When you're always looking for growth, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world, because what you learn stays with you forever and it becomes a part of you, right? I always look at it like armor. You know what I mean? Like your armor is only going to get stronger. It's only going to get harder. And I say that in a good way. Like your exterior is only going to harden. And that way it almost prepares you for whatever life throws at you.
Absolutely.
It's
almost, I wish I could have more experiences. Like I could have more time to go through things and grow from. But man, the time we have here is so limited, and it's going to go by. Like how long have you been here for? And it's gone. All of it's gone. No matter how long it's been, it's all gone. You can't get any of it back. And you know what? Before it's over, we'll all be gone. And after a while, none of us will be remembered. Our kids will be gone, and their kids. Everything's just gone. So we got
a moment. It's just what is it? A glisten, a twinkle.
It's just that's all it is, man.
Stardust.
It's just like a kiss, right? It's a kiss in the moment. That's it.
Yeah, it's a chef's kiss, and then the meal's gone forever.
That's it, man. That's it. So that's kind of why I've decided to, change my philosophy and I don't know, just try to be a better human being and better for myself and for my kids and stop being a dick, right? I know I've said a lot of horrible things and did a lot of shitty things.
We all have.
We
all have. Listen, we're flawed. We're not perfect. Yeah. Hopefully we learn from it and we fuck up again. We'll just try harder next time. We're supposed to, we fuck up, especially when we talk.
Right.
The more you talk, the more the more conversations you have, you're bound to fuck up.
Especially when it's live.
Yeah.
Especially when it's live and there's no editing and quick, camera magic to take it away. You really get to know people when you do live streams.
Yo, and especially when people expect it from you, it becomes it's like, all right, they expect it from me because that's who I am. So that's
Right.
what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to give them. Right.
Mm-hmm.
It becomes the ego. It's like this persona. It's not really you. It's just like this belief that you have. And where did this belief come from? Right. Well, it came from all the shitty experiences I've had in my life, from all these other fucked up, flawed people. Right. And I'm taking on their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I try to make every day count. I know not every day I'm going to go to Disney World. You know what I mean? But it's like,
not sure I want to go to Disney World after.
Hell yeah.
Cancel that shit.
Hell yeah. But that's, you have to always give yourself something to look forward to, even if it's something small once a week. You have to give yourself something. That's why I buy all the perfume I want. Margie letting us know what she likes.
Shout out to Margie.
Do you know what's amazing? I've just had someone else message me and tell me to cut my hair. So it's like everyone thinks that they know what the best thing for you to do is. I think it's amazing.
They know what's best for Louis, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, Louis, if you find yourself at a crossroads with a clippers in your hand, and you're sitting there thinking about what the right move is, I want you to just close your eyes.
Make sure I live stream it.
Make
sure you live stream it.
Make sure you do it on camera is what I was going to say. Make it count.
Joel is constantly offering to scalp me. That's the way he puts it.
He is offering. He does offer that a lot. Yeah.
Well, Lily just told me to braid my hair. That's a nice suggestion.
What do you want to do with your hair? That's the most important.
That's the real thing.
What makes? What do you feel?
Yeah. Well, I'm actually not enjoying it at the moment, but I'm willing to go through the hardship that I'm going through because I want my hair longer, so I'm willing to go through it for now. And if I don't like it, I'll cut it off. But I'm willing to be in that uncomfortable place.
I've got 3 boys. I've got 3 sons, and the 2 oldest, they've got long hair, and the little guy, he wants whatever they have. When they've got long hair, he wants long hair. He refuses to get a haircut. He's like, why don't they get haircuts? Everything is like, why don't they got to do that? Right. I'm like, I still have control over you, but they've got long hair, and my preference is I'd like for them to cut it. I want them to be like a reflection of me, short hair and clean cut, but I don't say it to them. They want long hair. I'm like, cool, grow your hair, man. You be you. I don't ever want to tell you how to live your life. I want, I've had my life. I've made a lot of mistakes. I try to correct those mistakes, but I want you to live your life and what's best for you. I don't want to pick your career. I don't want to pick your future. I don't want to pick your partner. I don't want to pick anything for you. I can be here and I can help guide you and kind of steer you and show you what is available. But at the end of the day, I want you to decide what's best for you. You want to grow your hair long, grow it long. You want to shave your head, shave it. You want to get tattoos, get tattoos. Just, be a good person. That's all I expect from you. Right.
Yeah.
Louis is the real robes away.
You do come through with the robes whenever I see you, Louis. You've been cozy in your robes for the last.
What I said on Melissa's stream is,
what do you got underneath there?
My body is underneath.
Just the body, eh? Louis,
right.
How old are you? Can I ask you that?
I'm 24.
Oh, damn, to go back to 20. Freaking half
Even
my
me.
age.
Okay.
Are you in a relationship?
I'm not in a relationship. I'm talking to people. I'm talking to someone quite a lot, but not in a relationship yet. I think I do feel like I relate to. I'm not calling you guys old because you're not old. That's a fucking stupid thing to say. But I do feel like I tend to have more fulfilling conversations with people who are older than myself.
Right.
What are younger people your age talking about?
usually just things that I've done already, and I found no fulfillment in them. In fact, I thought they would make me happy, and they didn't. And that's what they want to spend their time doing. Aha, Lewis is one of those gets naked as soon as you get time. No, this is my stream outfit. I just feel like the robe stuck, so I'm going to stick with it.
Mhm.
There you go.
I love getting naked and taking off as much clothes as I can.
Hell
as
yeah.
soon as I get back.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
But-
Gotta come backstage one night, Eugene.
What's that?
Yeah.
Backstage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get naked
Let's make it
backstage.
happen.
No.
Damn. I think I'd be uncomfortable for a little while, but
This long. And
I'd
that's it.
open up really quick, man.
Yeah.
I'd open up.
It's just
Yeah.
the shock of it. You. It's like, wait, this is actually
2-3
happening on like, this is real life, and then once it's like sets in that way, then it's like, okay, no, I'm good. You know, what I'm
2-3
saying?
seconds, and that's it.
Right.
Lily's asking
Okay.
to be invited.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
Okay.
You want to play
okay.
rough? Okay. Yeah. That's
Sorry, Lewis, are you like playing? Are you looking out there? What's happening?
I'd say, like, within the last year, I was probably looking a bit too much. I think I wasn't in the right place mentally. I think now that I am in a place where I can be in the quietness of my own self and be comfortable there,
Right.
that I can be content by myself. You know, I still want partnership, companionship,
Right.
but I feel like I'm in a place where I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm happy in that place, comfortable in that place, and I feel like I'm more able to give someone else more value now than I was at a certain point.
Yeah.
And just see it for what it is. You know, it's someone that you bounce off of each other, but you don't put them on a pedestal. It's give and take, you know, rather than a one-way thing. I told Unav, I was saying I don't feel desperate, and I hate to admit this, but I have felt quite desperate in the past just to have someone, you know, who could make me feel better when I was in a dark place. But now I feel like because I went through that by myself, you know, I sort of proved to myself that I didn't need that person, and I could actually be in the right place and then actually enjoy that person rather than rely on them. So I'm putting myself out there. I'm talking to people. I am very honest with them about how I'm going about things, because I do encounter some people who are more not desperate, but they're more sort of strict with it than others. But I love talking to people. I love letting things happen slowly and in the right time. And so I'm very excited to see where things will go. You know,
I've been talking to people, and you know, they've said, and I kind of agree that if you feel like you need to be in a relationship, if you're desperate to be in a relationship, you're probably not ready to be in one. And what you need to do is be comfortable in being alone, because once you're desperate for a relationship, you're desperate for someone's attention. And if you can't be alone, if you can't be comfortable with being with yourself, why would anybody else want to be with you?
exactly.
And I like that. I really like that. I think people need to be comfortable with knowing who they truly are, like deeper than surface level.
Understanding what you like, what you don't like, but also why. You know, go an extra layer deeper to understand yourself, and then you know what positions to put yourself in, which is usually the harder ones. I love that you say that, Eugene, because that really is my experience of. I've grown a massive amount.
what she
and
said.
I think a lot of it is by putting myself in the hardest situations.
Put it right there.
I'll freely admit I'm an old soul, so that's what's up,
Right
man. I love that.
Right.
Joe, if you could put it anywhere, where would it be
Right now?
right now? Maybe it's better you don't answer that. Where would you put it, Lewis?
I want like this.
Where would I put what, Eugene?
Whatever you want.
Put it. Where would you put it?
I would put it right there. Hey,
Good place.
Okay. How about you, Joe? Where would you put it?
Right there.
Oh,
Oof. That's the best place to put it. And you know why? When you put it right there, you have enough room for everybody else. You have enough room to give back.
I think too many of us put it right here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Listen to the mind. I think the body and the heart is the true mind.
Yeah.
It's the body doesn't lie to you. The mind is always playing tricks on you.
Yeah, it always is.
It's like
constantly
fucking your worst enemy.
manipulating you. Yeah, it is.
That
It is.
monkey mind, that voice, that it's like you
Let's just believe it.
you heard JJ earlier saying the gazoo. I don't know who the gazoo is. I don't
Me
know.
neither. I was gonna pull out my kazoo. I thought he meant like kazoo. I was gonna start playing it, but I'm like, wait, this isn't
No,
the time.
he was talking about the gazoo on the
great
Flintstones.
kazoo.
The great gazoo. And I was like,
Right.
is the gazoo an actual person or is it the monkey mind? Because that mind can be a terrible thing if you're connected to it and it's constantly harping on you all day long. And that's part of what meditation is all about, is to get rid of that voice and just connect to presence.
Right.
And
I
that's
don't know where Margie would put it.
where would Margie put it?
Yeah,
Great question.
that's Margie.
I don't know. Well, Margie's right there. I think the future holds more single people and less procreation. I agree with that. Where would everybody in the chat put it? That's a great question.
That's our homework for tonight.
Right.
Next time,
Chat
tell us.
can turn into a massive orgy. You never know.
You never know.
Just started a reaction.
Oh, okay. Okay. Gene, speaking of putting it right there. I hate to do this, but it has to be done.
Yeah,
What are you doing April 15th, 2023?
I would imagine my calendar is open.
You ever go to prom?
Joey, I missed my prom.
Yeah, me too. Guess what? Cannoli Mafia, 1990s, early 2000s prom, Chicago, Illinois, 2023.
Can I bring more than one date?
Of course. Bring as many as you want.
Damn, that's the plan.
I hope to see you there.
April 2023, you heard it. Is everybody invited or is just limited? Is this an exclusive event?
Who's ever going is going. That's all I'm saying.
I love it. I'm going to do my best.
Yeah, that's all I ask. Do your best.
Saturday. It's a Saturday.
Be great to meet you. There's gonna be a lot of great people there.
Fuck. I think that could be dangerous, Joey.
It's gonna turn into a big orgy.
I think it could be
I'm gonna come out as a dancing bear. It's like, who's that guy in the bear head? Oh shit!
And if a lot of us can't get on the internet on the stream, I'd dread to think what it's going to be like in person. But bring it on, that's what I say.
I think you got to put a ban and restriction on cameras, cell phones.
I leave them at the door. Leave them at the door. This is an exclusive
What
experience.
happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's right. That's right. Memories will be made if Margie's going.
Damn, babies will be made.
Yeah, life we'll leave that place completely different. You know.
So April 23rd, where are you planning of? Do you have a location in mind?
I do have a location. There is a location. Yeah, let me just give you the proper.
I saw a
invite.
location on Facebook and I didn't know.
Yeah,
I was going to ask you.
That's the real.
That's the location.
Hickory Hills Country Club in Illinois, April 15th, 6 p.m., 2023.
Is this an event co-authored with somebody else, or is this like your Cannoli Mafia thing?
So this is a Cannoli Mafia thing, but this is for everyone. This is for everyone. This is we're gonna be doing a Cannoli Mafia prom, and it's a great way to bring everyone together, and it's far enough in advance so people can get their schedules and their dates and their times and their savings, whatever they have to do. Hopefully it's enough time for everyone, and we have some great people coming. Some great people all over the world too.
Yeah,
people from all over the states, hopefully all over the world.
Strange places like the UK.
I think you can draw in a good crowd.
I think so. I think people know a good time when they see one.
Absolutely. I don't think anybody be able to put together a better event. But I'm glad to hear that you're doing this. I this is something I would be excited for coming. Like I've never really done any of the fragrance things before. But this This is something I could get with.
This is going to be. This is fun. This is going to be. Like I said, I was working on my prom, so I never got to go.
Yeah,
I hated my prom. I
Well,
went.
look
I
at
didn't
here
have a
I
good time.
didn't go
So
to mine. I always
So-
wanted to go to prom, though.
Me too.
Mm.
Me too, Eugene. What do you think you'll be able to relive? I mean, you're not so much reliving, but what is it? You know, what unfinished business? Like, where's your headspace going to be when it comes? And then you're walking in, and you're like, you look in the mirror, and you feel like you're a 17-year-old kid again.
Well, yeah,
Mm.
people. I'll give people the opportunity to see the 17-year-old me that has never been seen before.
That hasn't been didn't get to go to prom.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
Oof. We're going to be some of us are going to be making a memory for the first time that we weren't able to make when we had our chance.
You
It's never
experience
too late. It's
You-
never too late, Eugene.
It's interesting now. There's 4 of us here, and all of us have negative connotations with it, and we're given an opportunity where we can have a positive
Second chance.
experience, a second chance. Yeah.
Ooh.
Damn, I think this is one of the my most favorite streams I've ever had on this channel.
Hey, that's
That's
beautiful.
what's up.
Wow.
Thanks all to you guys. This has been great.
I think we all play a part, Eugene. I think we all brought something. We all brought our own energy, and I think it blended so perfect, and it was the best cocktail, the most sweet of cocktails. This was good times. This was fun, Eugene. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And Louis, going on what you said, I kind of see that for like the Cannoli verse as a whole. That's including Eugene streams, Joey streams. Like growing up, a lot of us probably had friends that weren't really our friends. I know I did. A lot of us had people that maybe we were forced to deal with because of location. We didn't choose to live in whatever state or whatever our parents moved us in, or we grew up where we grew up. But like this stream, Eugene stream, Joey stream, my stream, few other people's streams, like we choose to interact, we choose to engage. So it's almost like all of this really is in a way like a second chance for us, if you will. So doing the prom is only fitting because what is it? Prom, especially for high school, is supposed to be the culmination right before you graduate, and then you go on to the rest of your life forever.
The next
But
chapter.
it's a moment of celebration.
It's a moment of reflection. It's a moment in time.
The reason I had missed my prom initially is because I didn't want to be seen. I didn't want to be heard. I was like in hiding mode.
Yeah.
It's just something I was going through at life.
You weren't meant to be in that setting at that point in your life,
Right.
but
It wasn't
now,
perfect for me to go. It was
Everything-
less than I wanted for myself.
maybe now's the time.
Yeah. If
Maybe it was
I
meant
can
to
go
be that.
back now, I would certainly have.
Right.
And you know what? You're giving me the fucking opportunity, Joey.
Come on.
You're making it happen. No, you want it.
We'll all come out as dancing bears.
Hey.
We'll all come out.
Different
come out
colors.
as, whatever we feel, whatever we're feeling inside will come out, and it'll be perfect.
We'll be beautiful. We'll be raw and genuine.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be human. Okay, so
I think it's such a great thing as well because, like you said, Joe, like a lot of times in life, in your situation, you don't choose who you surround yourself with. And if anything, we're so spoiled for this platform we have, where we've basically fine-tuned like people who had like a similar interest, and then we've went even deeper, people that we resonate with on a personal level. So we've basically fine-tuned the universe to like bring together people who genuinely want to spend time together. I think it's an amazing thing, especially to try and get as many of us together as possible. It's a pretty big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, Louis, sometimes we let our friends pick us instead of the other way around?
It's a good question. I think if someone feels like they have something to offer and you maybe presuppose they didn't, but then they give you an opportunity to see that they had a lot to offer you, maybe you see another side to them and then you invite them in. You basically accept their request in, and you you thank them for what they've done for you, and you build on from that. And you needed to go through that in order to know who the person was. It's crazy. Like, you can in life, I think, see someone and just know how much you have to offer that person. And maybe you've seen things in them that you relate to, but they just don't know it yet. But when you do reach out, the feeling's mutual, and then you work from there. But you don't always get into things in the same way, you know.
I remember there was a time that I'd hang out with whoever was available, even though it wasn't the best choice. But it was, as long as I was doing something, and I wasn't alone and missing out. I felt like I'd be missing out on whatever is happening out there in the world. But it's like I've never been more comfortable than now in just being alone by myself, doing nothing but enjoying my own companionship and being, with myself. That wasn't always the case. It's taken me a lot of work to get there. But I loved, I was drawn to the wrong people. I was drawn to trouble, to chaos, to anarchy, to
degeneracy.
Yeah, excitement, stimulation. It was usually the wrong thing and the wrong people and things that would end up getting me in trouble. But those things no longer interest me anymore. Like I find myself pushing away from that now, and I'd much rather be, I don't know, just like alone, connected to myself and staying out of trouble. I find that that space very heavy for me.
Do you think it's because you've learned in the past that you thought it would fulfill you, but the more you did it, the more you realized it wouldn't? And there's only so long that can go on. There's only so many times your mind can trick you, and then you're basically forced to accepting, look, no matter how much my brain tricks me, this is not working out for me. And there's like a cutoff point, It's kind of like in a relationship where someone, sorry to cut you off, but like where someone wrongs you, and they can forgive a person 4 times, and it's like, well, why didn't they forgive them the 5th time? It's like sometimes you just stop caring. Like, there's a cutoff point. And I think maybe, we can just realize that something is so underwhelming and unfulfilling for us that you just fall away from it. And it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Hindsight.
Well, my whole thing was like, I wanted to have fun. I didn't want to be bored. I just wanted to be a part of something with some other people. And I found myself doing crazy shit to get noticed. And I don't know. It's just like, I'm not enough. Like, I'm not enough being myself, but I've got to do this, right, to be the person that people expect me to.
It's fascinating how we look back on the people we used to be, and I feel like, for me, I always keep a small smidge of that person with me. They may not no longer be the majority of who I am or how I think or how I feel or what validates me, but I take a piece of it, a piece of that part of me with me, just to remind myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we have to evolve. We have to move on. We have to continue going forward in life, because life is going to leave us behind if not, and like you said, years go by and you're still the same person. I think that's the worst thing in the world is
absolutely
wasted moments, memories, potential, talent. You only get one shot at this, right? At least that's what Eminem said in the hit song "Lose Yourself."
A lot of wise words in that song.
Yeah, I think it's a song that talks to everyone, because that person exists in each and every one of us, and we all thrive to be the best versions of ourselves. But it's easier said than done, and it takes a lot of soul searching, takes a lot of hard work, a lot of winning, a lot of losing. But I think eventually we realize who we're meant to be and what it's all about. At least I hope, right? The best thing you can do is talk to like an elderly person and be like, "Right, about your life."
I keep asking myself, like, who am I supposed to be? Who am I?
Who are you?
Am I the person I was 10 years ago? Well, no, I'm not that person. Or even 5 years ago. No. So the person I am today, will I be the same 5 years from now in the future? Probably not.
Probably not.
Who the fuck am I? And what am I like? What is my purpose? And what am I like? What am I supposed to be doing? Well, I don't know. It's like I'm supposed to
ask anyone that question, Eugene. No one's.
Who am I? Like, if I chop off both my legs, am I still the same person? Am I, am I the body? And what am I? Am I the mind? Like, am I my thoughts? Who am I? Am I a soul? Right? It's just
I think about these things a lot, and I drive myself crazy. I'll be honest with you.
But you can't let it. You can't do that because it's like you're never going to. Maybe we're not supposed to know, Eugene. Maybe we're supposed to wonder and keep living and having new experiences for the sake of trying to figure out this cosmic question that I don't think anyone really knows, but it's supposed to motivate us to live.
I think most people don't want to know, and they'd be scared.
Be scared to know. It would almost stop you from living.
Yeah.
Why would I do this if I'm meant to do that? But maybe I want to do this. Maybe I'm supposed to try it.
I don't know, man. The closest thing I've been able to come up is I think we are nature's greatest form. We're as much part of nature as everything else.
Yeah.
But we can't see it because we believe we are who people expect us. We are the ego. I am Eugene. I am Joey Cannoli. I am we believe we are this
Joey Cannoli,
an entity when we can't see through the mirage or the illusion that we are just nature put here by nature itself. We don't see ourselves that way.
No.
Right. We want an identity.
I've just thought of that kind of helps me. Something that I just thought of that kind of helps me a little bit to try and understand things more is that you may not know what the end goal is. You may not know where you're supposed to be. But as long as the journey that you're on is positive and you're having positive changes over time, you obviously know something's working. So if you just keep moving on in that discipline, in that spirituality, in what you see as good and right and beneficial to you, the more you see it work, I'd say keep following it. And you may not know the future, but as long as the present is treating you well and it's much better than the past, then I think you're doing pretty well.
I would agree.
Yep. I feel like more people should be listening to this. That's just me, though.
Right.
Where the fuck is everybody?
Where the fuck is everyone?
Where is everybody on a Friday evening, Joey?
Hopefully doing something that makes them happy.
If you weren't here, where would you be?
At my campground.
Are you headed that way? Are we holding you?
No.
So are we holding you from anything?
This is by choice. I want to be here because I know I'm not going to be here tomorrow or the next day.
Thank you.
You're not holding me from anything, no.
I keep saying that. There's times where I feel like I've got priorities and I should be doing them even though I don't want to, like adult responsibilities. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to be content doing exactly what I'm doing right now because I don't know if I'm going to need that. I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow, and I'm going to enjoy every single moment as much as I can, right?
It's not so much
know when the end is going to come. I don't know the end game. Right. I'll be the last to find out. Yeah. Y'all will know before me.
Yeah, so it's like I don't think maybe we're all meant to be here at this moment. Mm-hmm. Sure, we could be anywhere else, but for some reason we're here.
It's
and there's
choice.
A reason.
It's
and
by choice.
It's for a reason. We're supposed to be here, and that goes for everyone in the chat. That goes for everyone that's been watching. Could be anywhere else. What would you be doing right now? Mm-hmm. Okay, nice. Why are you here?
Because they're supposed to. They're meant to.
That's it.
And even if they're hating it, they're meant to be here too.
They're meant to be here maybe there's a lesson to be learned. Maybe there's this.
We've
maybe
just trolled some a really angry, bitter troll in the comments. Like he's not even put in the comments anymore. We've just changed his life forever.
But all jokes aside, maybe they needed to see us a different side. Maybe people need to see a different side to each and every one of us to maybe get a better understanding of who we are and why it makes us the way we are.
Is money a catalyst or a false idol?
Depends. It's the latter
situation.
I think we all get to decide what it is for us individually. I think it's a tool to make society run, just like time. Time, I believe, is an illusion. Time is something. It's a man-made construct.
Time is a construct. Yes.
Time. I think everything is a social construct.
How old are you, Eugene?
I am 47.
How old are you, Eugene?
I am undefinable, Joey. I am
47 years old.
Right, but how old are you? What does that mean? You're 47.
Yeah. No, I
47?
believe.
What's 47?
Well, my body is 47 years old.
That's what they tell you.
My soul has been here from the very beginning.
Exactly, and it's going to be here after your body is no longer
going to go, because all our souls are interconnected.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Damn. Anyways, here's Wonderwall.
Hang on a second. We might have a very special guest. Let me drop. Asking for the link.
I have a feeling I know who it is.
Oh, I forgot to change that from last night.
Oh damn! My favorite degenerate.
Yes, the cream of the crop, right? He's invited. We're gonna get him front row limo service to the prom.
Oh, I would take him as my date.
Yeah, would you have him autograph anything? Because I would.
I don't know if I'd let him. I'm not really into idols and stuff like that. But him, I don't like to bow to
mutant idol
artifacts, to rock stars.
Yeah,
maybe sometimes the perfumers. I don't know, but
it's where you fall.
I think we're
right?
all pretty equal as human beings. We are equal.
Yeah.
I don't really care where you came from or what you've done, but
maybe a place from admiration. How about that?
Yeah,
maybe not so much.
I would go with I would go with Big T on a day.
I would want an article of his clothing.
Yeah, something. Maybe one of his. I know he collects those John Deere caps.
He does.
John Deere everything.
Is Big T gonna be front or back? Probably front. I think Big T wants his hips to be held with me behind him. I think we should all have a picture with Big T. You know how they have like photo booths? We're gonna have a Big T booth. We're gonna have a kissing booth.
I need a moment of silence for just a little bit, because I want to introduce the very special, the very lovely Margie Louise. Everybody, please give Margie a warm, humble welcome.
Oh my gosh, what an entrance. Thank you so much.
Hello,
it is
Margie.
so good to see you, and it's a pleasure to have you.
I like how you guys all bowed your heads. That was sweet.
Hi, Margie.
What's up, Margie?
Hi, Louis.
I would bow, but I don't want the bald spot to scare anybody.
We have some spray to cover that.
We got a spray for that, yeah.
Margie, I've just sent you a message saying good to see you in the comments, but that message isn't true anymore, so it's good to see you on the stream.
It's better to see her in the stream than in the comments, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
No,
How have you been, Margie?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I had a rough day at work today, so I started off the day. I was in a bad mood today.
What
and that's why I was joking. I don't know. I was up late last night on Joey's stream.
Were you in the back show in
I was on Joey's stream last night, and I did see most of it, Joey. I did.
Did you see the end?
All I needed to see. I don't think I saw the end.
You didn't make it backstage?
What happened? What did I miss?
No, she didn't.
What did
she was?
Do we need another live reaction? No.
Would you like? Yeah. Is there a way we can send you a link?
Yes.
Eugene, what do you think Margie would think?
I think she'd laugh. I think she'd get a good.
I saw. Like, I can only imagine what happened backstage. Was that backstage after the stream, Joey?
Yeah, it was. It took maybe. It was the quickest review I think since 2020. I think we were about 13 seconds in, and then all of a sudden our mouths dropped, our eyes bulged, and we realized that we were cooking with magic.
Right.
And that
was crazy. That was, yeah. I like Mutant Night. You never know what you're gonna get.
You never know. Mutants are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get.
Hilarious. Yeah, she was funny, but
Margie, what's your favorite night of the Cannoli night week?
Oh,
I usually catch it on karaoke night, or last night, which was mutant hunting.
It's so don't take offense because we are the mutants. They're,
Oh,
you know,
you're the mutants.
like I'm the mutant. We are the mutants.
Okay. But aren't we looking for other mutants?
Exactly.
Okay, that's what.
But we identify as mutants. It's not meant to be a jab or meant to be like we're looking for a quote unquote freak. No, we
Okay.
are looking for like-minded individuals.
All right, that's what I figured. Okay.
Yeah.
Has anyone
Yeah,
ever gotten
Sorry,
offended
go ahead.
at being like
Yes.
called a mutant?
Yeah, they go, "What do you mean mutants?" And I'm like,
What do you mean?
"Are you not mutant and proud?" You know, I just turned the table on them, and like I think Margie isn't used to seeing me troll on mutant night. She's like, "Be nice to them." I'm like, "Wait a second, Margie." Like,
Well, I
this
want them to come in, so I'm like, Joey, be nice so we can
I
get them
could
on
tell
here
they
and,
just
and
weren't
harass
going.
them.
They just weren't a good fit.
No.
And they would have never came back. I would have
Nope.
wasted a night, and we would have never found the great white buffalo or the great whale, the whale of the week.
Right.
Was that one of your best catches?
That was the heaviest catch. It was definitely. Is it on a TV show? It was definitely one of the wildest. When I tell you that the backstage was XXX.
Wow. I think you might need to send me that somehow. We'll figure this out.
I think she's coming tonight. So,
She's coming tonight?
so yeah, that was a surprise.
What time are you on?
Exclusive review. It was gonna be my you know how they say, what is it, Eugene? Your shit, what's it called? Like you keep it in your back pocket for a rainy day.
The reveal.
It was
Ace in the hole.
It was gonna be my the ace up my sleeve, if you will, the ace in the hole.
Nice.
And I was going to hit everyone live. We'll
Joey,
see.
have you got a stream and a backstage planned? I obviously have streams planned, but now we got a backstage
It
plan.
depends. Like, we were talking about manifesting, Eugene. It really depends how tonight turns out. If people are in a certain mood, if it's flowing in a certain direction, I'll entertain it. You never know what Fridays are going to bring, but Fridays normally get the most eyes, and the chat is very active, and the guests, you normally get a full house. So
I like that you kind of let the stream dictate itself, and whatever happens transpires without you trying to control too many things. I appreciate that.
I try not to manipulate.
It's just like nature. Let things unfold the way they're supposed to.
Organically.
Yeah, right. But guys, what kind of energy, what do you guys feel with Margie Louise's energy when she comes in?
I'm not going to answer that one.
Louis, what do you think? How about you on average? Doesn't she have great energy? And
No,
great
she absolutely does, especially I mean, I've been doing streams enough to stream. Well, no, I'm saying compared to a lot of people who just started, because I mean, she really only just started recently coming on camera. A lot of people are still stiff right now and just like, hi, okay. Inner monologues with themselves and everything. Like, she's great energy. You could tell she's authentic.
I'd like to read that comment.
I'm just having fun with it, right? At the end of the day, just want to have a good time. So, no, this is fun. This has been a lot of fun. Actually, Mr. Smelly asked me to come on, or he just sent me an invitation because I think he's streaming right now.
Oh,
sorry.
I just remembered. Yeah, Friday.
Don't go. Everybody, don't go. It's
well. There you go, Eugene. You can blame her as to why your viewers dropped.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm not in the competition with anybody.
Right.
Yeah.
We're just doing our own.
I'm here for genuine connection.
It makes me super happy that you've decided to join us here while you've been invited somewhere else. Thank you, Margie.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoyed being on the last time. And you do have like a unique ability to like interview people and get people to open up. And that's what I was saying in the comments earlier.
Thank you. It's interesting. The last time we saw you was the last time Joey was here as well.
That's right.
Together.
That's when I met Margie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But no, I left, it was a good experience for me. And seeing you kind of go through your journey too, because I've been into the perfume scene for maybe 2 years now. So I kind of watched some of your old stuff and then, kind of now into your newer stuff. And it's just been inspiring to see, honestly. So,
Thank
yeah,
you.
so I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I do.
Yeah.
You mentioned you like my interviewing skills, but I think Joey's got some great skills, and he's got a great way of
Oh
bringing
yeah.
things out of people as well.
Joey
I
has
think
a
you
different
bounce
style.
off of each other. I think
Yeah.
you both become great in that area when you are with each other. Like you both bounce off of each other really, really well. I noticed it like a good while before I was even really on the scene talking to people. I've seen you speak before, and you've always connected in that way. I think it's the fact that you're doing it on a live stream which makes it come across like an interview. But you guys could easily do this, privately. So it's. Yeah, I think it's a brilliant combination, like for sure,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, you guys are great.
I know when I come on Eugene's stream, I'm gonna have a certain type of conversation, and I prepare myself for that conversation, and I end up enjoying it because my tingles that I get tells
Does
me
it take energy for you to open up, Joey? No.
no.
And I've said before, and I think and I don't want to speak for Joey, but I get the feeling that he comes on here because he gets a space to express himself, which he doesn't usually get on his channel because he's too busy making space for everybody else.
Yeah,
Is there any
Yeah.
truth to that?
I can see.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
When the lights go on, as they say, the show starts.
Yeah.
But if I'm able to join someone else's performance, someone else's experience, I'm going to come from a place of respect. And most importantly, I also know like there has to be a connection. Otherwise, if there's no connection, I'm just going to sit here and I'm not going to participate because the host is making it clear that, yeah, you're here, but they're not interested with you being here. And I don't get that when I come on here, Margie. When I come on here, Eugene wants to know and I want to know. Inquiring minds. We're both inquiring minds. And when we have conversations with each other, it's so natural that there's never any awkward dead air or like weird moments where you're like, it always it's so organic. And when we talk, we listen.
Yeah.
But you know what, honestly, like, okay, just from like a female listening in, like just to see that you guys open up to each other, like, females do, and we know we do, and we go deep, right? So, but just to see that men kind of can go there too is actually pretty cool to see that.
I think it's more socially acceptable for females to be there for each other and get more vulnerable. Men are considered like not to be
yes,
like we're considered the P word if a guy opens up and gets emotional, right?
Yeah. But it kind of gave me a look into that, which is it's just kind of something,
But it all stems from childhood, Don't cry, don't cry. Boys aren't
Exactly.
cry.
Be
Only
strong.
girl, don't be a girl. Girls cry, right?
everything stems from childhood, and that's what you learn, Louis, because I know you're younger, and you said you like kind of like older people, which I guess I'm considered an older person. But no, I appreciate that, and I've kind of been that way too. But what you learn, like after a while, is that everything does stem from childhood. And for me, it just took me a long time to figure that out. You know what I mean? And I just went through the first part of my life just, thinking, no, this is good. This is who I am. You know what I mean? And then you have a realization that, oh, shit.
Accepting everything for what it was when you knew things could be better.
Yes. And, I came to that realization, and I don't know what you're going through, Louis, but I sense a little bit, of that. And I've been there, and, every day is a new day, and you just do the best you can.
Yeah. Thanks for that. And it's something I'm realizing. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
I'm sorry if I read into that too much, but maybe it's the robe. The robe's making me.
No, you can ask Joe and Joey. I've been through an awful lot, and I really appreciate, like you said, Margie, like males are like they're told to be a certain way, but the support I've had from people has been really good. Like love. I think love is everything, isn't it?
It's people that really care about you, Louis, and
thank you.
Don't think that like if people aren't reaching out that they don't care. Trust me, they care. Just everyone gets so consumed by their own shit, right? and it's very distracting, and it can become overwhelming. I think that's something all of us deal with on a daily basis. It's like we exist in our own heads and our own minds, but there's an entire world in front of us that's going through the same shit we are.
Yeah.
And if we're able to all make an effort to come together and talk about it, we make time for one another. Maybe we all needed this conversation. I don't know. There's a reason, there's a reason we're all here. There's a reason we're having this style of conversation. We could have been talking about fragrances. We could have been talking about something raunchy, anything. But
well, we did talk a little bit of raunchiness with the mutant.
Everything is okay. Within bounds.
In moderation, as they say.
Right.
Louis, you mentioned everything is love.
Yeah.
How do you need to be loved?
How do I need to be loved? Do you mean how?
In what way do you need to be loved when you're with somebody? Like, what is it you want from love? What is your expectation from love?
I think love is... I think putting yourself first is seen as like a horrible thing. But I think if you have someone encourages you to do that, they're willing to put themselves at potentially a loss for your gain. Because I think sometimes someone could try and be there for someone, and it's almost like therapy, or they're getting something from it. But I think if a friend encourages someone to put themselves first, it may not benefit them, but it benefits the person that they're showing love to. And I think that is genuine, because it's outwards. It's not inwards, it's outwards. And it's all based upon what you think's best for that person. I think for me, I don't have any expectations from other people, because I think everyone shows love in a different way. If I saw someone with certain expressions of love towards me, I wouldn't push them away if it's not the way I would show it. I think I can get a good grasp on who's genuine and who's not. Anyone who cares about me, I care about them. I don't expect anyone to wait on me hand and foot to be there at all times. I don't see love as a chore. I would never expect or require love from another person, and I would never hold anything against them. I think love is genuine. Love is expressed through action, and even if a person only shows it every now and then and it's genuine, then I appreciate it and I will welcome it in and I will be there for that person. I don't know. It's hard to put into words, isn't it? These are all things we think about and things we experience, but it's really hard. I'm not saying you're putting me on a spot, Eugene, but I need to process these things and learn still.
Well, I think as you get older, you kind of realize that like you're two separate beings, right? You're two separate human beings. I think when you're younger, you kind of expect a lot from each other. I don't know. That's what I feel like I went through. And you're expecting that person to make you happy, or I should be happy, that sort of thing. But I think the older you get, you kind of realize that you're two separate beings and you're dealing with your own, childhood issues, trauma, whatever. And you're just doing the best you can. And like, I heard a quote recently, and I'm getting echo. Oh, no, I'm not getting echo anymore. But I did hear a quote about love, and I just thought I just want to share it with you. But basically, the quote is, love in a way that the other person feels free. Because you never want to put like expectations on, the other person. And we all have to feel free. We can't feel burdened by people. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's just kind of where I'm at, but
that makes sense to me, to be free to the person that they are without having to be somebody else.
Yes.
To make you happy.
Yes. Flaws and everything. You know what I mean? Just whatever. So.
Does anybody else want to chime in? Do you guys think love is misunderstood? Like, it seems like a simple concept. Everybody knows what the word means, like what the word is. But you hear it a million times every single day. But is it misunderstood?
Love is thrown around too much, and people don't. I think everyone has their own idea of what they think love is, and what
Absolutely.
it's supposed to be. And I think love exists on different spectrums for people. So like there's a million different faces of what love is. But when you try to generalize it as an entire concept, what is love? I think that's when you put something before yourself. Right? It's as simple as that. I think love is something, it's an emotion, right? It's an emotion, it's a sensation, it's a feeling. It's something you see and you feel. Maybe it's something you taste. I don't know, but
Right.
I think love is a familiar feeling. You know how like happiness doesn't last forever. The endorphin. There's always your highs and lows. Yeah. Love will always be.
Yeah,
True
I
love.
think anyone that can have like a long marriage or long-term relationship, whatever, and it be a healthy thing and endures like this test of time, I think that is like special and lucky and good for you. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's lucky. You know what I mean? Because Joey, I saw a video of you and Jaleesa when I think it was a long time ago. And you guys look so much younger. It's so cute. But you guys are you're a cute couple, is what I'm saying. So
No, but it's a beautiful, it's been a beautiful journey. And
it's never easy, right? Like,
no, I don't think
being
any
married is hard.
no, it's everything comes with its trials and tribulations, but I love that woman so much. We have such a respect and a love for one another. We've been through so much shit at this point, and we've been together for so long, and we've known each other for so long. We've been friends since we were 16, 17. I've seen her with other guys. I've seen her single. I've seen her as a child. I've seen her as a woman. You know what I mean? I've seen her as a friend. I've seen her as a lover. And no matter what light it was, I knew that person I was looking at, I knew that I loved her. You know what I mean? I loved her in all those versions of herself. And now that, we've been married, it's going to be a year in July since we've been married. I've been married to that girl since I was a kid. I look back now and I'm like, we've always had that relationship. We've just gone through more shit. We've experienced more loss, but we've also experienced just as much love. You know what I mean? It's bonded us together. It's made us inseparable. It's made us strong. And yeah, of course we fight. You know what I mean? But but you learn to let it out. You take a second, you look at each other, and you go, okay, we have to work on this, or let's fix this, right? And you do, and I'm speaking for myself, of course. I'm speaking from my situation. We all process and handle things differently. We can say she's Puerto Rican, I'm Italian. We're fucking loud. We're hotheads. We're very hot-headed. We fight
the
like.
house is very quiet, right?
It's very cool. But what I'm trying to say is we're able to let it out and move on and forget and forgive and continue to just do our best. And that's all I ask, is that, we try our best. There's going to be times where I fuck up. There's going to be times where she fucks up. And we have to make it work. We have to put in the time and the effort, and also reflect within ourselves and say, why? Why do I do this? Or why does this happen? Why does this upset me? But that's what love is. Love is a messy thing, but it's a beautiful thing. Yeah. Love is not this. Love isn't a rom-com that you seen when you were growing up that made you be like, wow, this is beautiful. Like, I can't wait to find my Prince Charming. Like, that's not what love is. Love is a fucking love is a birthday party. And when I say a birthday party, I'm talking about when everyone goes home and there's shit everywhere and everyone's stuffed, they're drunk, or they're just tired, and you're like, fuck, I gotta clean this place up. Let's just go to sleep and do it tomorrow. That's what love is. It's love's messy, but it's also one of the greatest things you can give someone in this world. And it doesn't have to be through a relationship, right? Of like a partner. It can be through a friendship. You know what I mean? It could be through so many different outlets. but I think love is love at the end of the day. You know when you love somebody.
Oh, I love my dog. I mean,
that's love.
Pretty intensely. I mean, that's love, right?
That's
I've
love.
loved other things. I've loved humans, not just animals.
Of course.
That's good to hear.
But I'm sure you have people that mean a lot to you, right? You've loved humans.
Yes.
It's a lot easier to love animals and forgive them than it is for humans.
It is. They're so cute too.
And yeah, for sure. But there's that what's the word? Unconditional love with animals, where with humans, we know how complicated we can all be to one another. We fight like cats and dogs. But I think that when you surround yourself with people that want the best and that truly care about you, you learn to love them. There's a lot of people in the Cannoli Mafia that I genuinely love. They make me happy. I look forward to seeing them. I look forward to talking to them. Something happens to them, I genuinely care. You know what I mean? It's not like, oh, I'm so sorry you're going through that. Anyways, what's up, Louis? It's like it's a genuine thing, and I think that's the beauty of all of this. Is
I love Houdini. Sorry, I'm looking at the comments.
That's okay. Yeah.
Has Houdini ever come on?
He's been on many times. I love Houdini as well.
He's always disappeared.
He's very straight to the point. At least that's what I pick up on.
Yes. I think love can be many things. It could be ugly. It could be beautiful. It could be tough brotherly love, which isn't always the nicest thing. But I think this stream has been a huge reflection of love in the sense that we've all been able to express ourselves and be who we genuinely are without being judged for it. And I think to love is to accept everything without judgment and support it and be there for it. And that's my understanding of love. Love isn't a feeling. It's not. That is almost more of a distraction and losing yourself and giving yourself away to stimulation. Love is more of a verb. It's a doing. It's an action, and it's just supporting the people that you say you care for through action.
Very true.
Not words.
Very true.
What's happening, Houdini?
I think on that note, I'm going to pull out. I think I said all that I wanted to say.
I'd rather you pull out than bust inside the stream.
Love you too.
Are you gonna pull out and spray us down?
But I'm gonna cover you all with my love, every last drop. I want you all to be consumed by it.
Before you go, paint us.
You know, Joey even talks like this during like real life stuff. Like, he said a voice clip. It was one of the most mystical things I've ever heard in my life.
Mystical, what a great name. Eugene, people think that like, oh, this is a shtick because most people's internet are personas, and then they're fucked up when they realize, oh, this guy's crazy. This is real. At least what you see is what you get. But there's so many sides to me, which Eugene, I think you see a lot of the other ones most people don't. And of course, the mafia sees it as well. Nothing here is meant to be out of a character. I'm not portraying a character. I'm not trying to be.
I'm trolling the truth.
I'm trolling the truth. When I said I am,
Juju earlier called you the troll and the truth.
That's it.
I think she was trolling us with that comment, though. Because to say the things that you are, this isn't coming from a troll. This is coming from experience, and
maybe it's just delivered in a troll box. Maybe you have to there's it's what's inside that counts, right? But maybe the outside is where the intimidation comes in. You're like, I don't want to look in there, but then you open it up and you're like, oh my god, it's a cute kitten. Oh my god, it's something I enjoy. I think we all have trolled. Part of comedy for me is the trolling, but I think when people hear that word today, it's completely different than what it used to be.
Right.
Yeah. Trolling is busting balls for me. What I see a lot.
It's not doxing someone and finding out where they are to give their life hell. Yeah.
It's not ripping someone to fucking shreds and minimizing them and then laughing about it. That's it. I don't think people understand what trolling actually is.
I've heard somebody call you a troll in your own stream, and I thought for a second, whoa, I I wouldn't agree with that. And you probably know who I'm talking about. We don't need to say the name.
You don't have to say the name.
I was like, oof.
That person is a, you know.
I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I think you always come, you know, you don't mind the antics and you know.
I entertain the chaos. I
Right,
enjoy it.
yeah, you understand what's going on, but I don't think you're a troll necessarily.
Yeah.
I think you're much deeper than that. And that's what I appreciate about you. I do love, you know, I love Joey Cannoli. I love this side of you. I always love having you on. I understand if you got to go, that's great. It's probably time for me to cut this as well. It's 3 hours, and I don't want to cut into, you know.
That's why I was leaving. I said, damn, he did 3 hours.
Wow, it's 3 hours.
This has been 3 amazing hours, and I'm like, I
went
pull
very
out.
quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
I have a fun retirement party to go to. Super excited about that.
So you don't want to come backstage and hang?
It's kind of like a work thing. Someone's retiring, so I gotta go. But not looking forward to it. This was a lot more fun. So
that's great. Margie, thank you so much for coming on. It was great seeing you again. It's always a pleasure.
Nice.
Joey, I love you.
I love you, Eugene.
You're always more than welcome. It's good to see you. It's good to hear this facet of you, to see this side of your diamond. UNAVERAGE, thank you for accompanying us, being
anytime.
here.
Thank you for having me.
Louis, thank you.
Thank you for having me, Eugene.
What you're going to do with your hair. And I wish you all the best.
Yeah, same here, Eugene. I wish all of you guys the best as well. You know, good things will come, guys.
Yes,
it's been a blast.
Hell yeah,
guys. We'll love you later. Talk soon.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a good one.